Yep.
We live. Episode 42, the Elite Podcast. We are live. Big bro Pang. What good?
Man, it feel like I ain't been here for like months, man. I missed the show.
Yeah,
Last
man.
last episode I be missing in last couple episode I be missing in action. Feel
Yeah,
like
man.
a year ago.
I know the man. You know the public, man. Everybody wants to know how you dead, man. People look at the boycott and say, that man ain't playing, brother. That man need you on Tiganan. They need to see how you, my son. That's what it is.
Well, I was for everybody. I was missing in action. Last week was my birthday, so I have to take a little time away. You know what I mean? Have a little fun, relax a little bit, even take off a walk. So just clear my head from things for a week. You know what I mean? Just a refresher, but not much. I ain't do much. Just hang out with a few partners and just chillax for the rest of the time. Hang with my kids and so on. Just unplug from the wall a little bit.
That's always good, man. That's always good. I always got to unplug from the wall, my son. The wall crazy these days, so you definitely need time. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Yeah, man. But it's good to see you back, man. It's always good to see
Hey.
you back. You always get the OG shots, them. The Mario Kart 1992. You got shot that off for sure.
Well, you rocking a 2 pack. A few weeks ago
Yeah,
I had the biggie. Now you got a 2 pack. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. I got Rock Tupac, man, to September 30th. This is when he passed away. When it was like 20 something years ago, I want to say 1996. So September 13th. So I gotta represent. That's when he died. So got a
Right,
little,
right, right.
little big up.
Hey man,
You know.
rest in peace to the pack, man.
Yeah.
Pac had all the inspirational, a blend of inspirational music and gangster music. So
Yeah, man.
big
Yeah,
up
man.
to Pac.
But big up to Pat. Happy belated birthday to you once again, BD Pang. You already know, man. So everybody
Amen.
tuning in, appreciate everybody tuning in to support, Mountain. So this is gonna be a fun episode. Let me go ahead and get these shout outs on the way, Pang.
Go
So
ahead.
we got the legends340.com, legends340.com. Big up to Dingo. We got Savory Eats LLC, in Orlando by Sheena Fontaine. We got the Good Life Apparel. Big up to Nato. We got Andrea with the Melting Pot Cooking Class, and that's our Instagram, Melting Pot Cooking Class, and also meltingpotcookingclass.com. Also, we got the Cibon Caribbean Restaurant. We got Apollo Legion. Big up to Apollo Legion. We got follow on Instagram, Island Destiny 340, Serenity Braids by Nikki. We got one of our farmer guests on the show, Rico Canario. His website is www.lulu.com/spotlight/R Canario. So you guys always go and check out his website. He has a lot of important information about the VI, not just sports, but just VI history. We got the Right Way service station located in Princess next to Avis. We got Paris Enterprise. Big up to Dave Paris Enterprise. Also follow on Facebook, Livewire Sports. Follow on Facebook, Livewire Sports. They always live every Tuesday, 7 p.m. So you guys go and check them out. They have a new episode coming in this Tuesday. Also, big up to Frenchie. And we got Midnight Entertainment. They got the new single, Bring Out the City. So you guys go out and check that out on iTunes. Out now, iTunes, Apple Music. Also, we got Next Level Up Printing. Big up to Chico. We got OliviaDesire.com. You guys go check that out. Some nice jewelry. We got Bubbles Promotion. Also follow on Facebook. We got Brino's Kitchen as well too. And then one of our farmer guests, we have our big up to Mona Barnes with the follow on Facebook, City of Refuge Worship Center. They always live stream every Sunday at 10 a.m. And last but not least, don't forget the Elite Podcast. We got our YouTube page, VI Legends. So you guys go and follow, subscribe, because all the episodes will be there forever and ever as long as YouTube is in existence. So you guys always go out. So all these local people, you guys gonna support them. I always big up to everybody who be doing their own thing, running their own business and stuff. So shout out to all the VI people them out there trying to make some things happen and better themselves.
When Bubbles Enterprise, that's Bubbles from West,
Yeah, Bubbles, yeah.
and he'd be selling cars and so.
Yeah, he be doing a lot, man. Selling
Right.
cars, he be having the car shows. So he doing a lot of good stuff, man. He moving, my son.
Where he work out? Where he do business out Miami?
I want to say, is it Miami? Miami, West Palm, Fort Lauderdale, around that area. I can't. I don't want. It's one of those areas.
Okay,
But he'll be back and forth with back home and up here in Florida, South Florida. So I want to say Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Miami area.
cool.
Yeah, big up to everybody. Everybody, hello, good night, good evening, evening to everybody. Yeah, man. So we had we had the last episode. You know, great episode, great episode. We had Rory Costello. He was the first person to actually write a book on VI baseball. So it was pretty interesting hearing his story. I don't know if you get a chance to see the episode or anything, but it was a lot of good information. He talked about Harris Clark and Valmy Thomas and a lot of the local guys, Elmo Plaskett and stuff. He's not from the Virgin Islands. He used to collect baseball cards. He saw where some of the players was from on Virgin Islands. He went on a vacation with his family, and then he just fell in love with the island and the sport, and then he just followed the sport, and then he wrote a book on it. So he built some friendship with some of the VI baseball players and some of their family and kids and stuff. So it was a pretty interesting, just the way how everything came about.
So does he live in? Well, I'll watch the show. You ain't got to
Yeah.
answer no question. I'll
Oh,
watch.
I was gonna tell you. Want me to tell you or no?
No, I'll
Okay.
watch. Yeah, I'll watch.
Yeah, so it was good information. He taught me and he taught us a lot. So big up to Rory Costello. So he have his book. Anybody that wants his book, let me know. You guys could send me your email, and then I email it. Email it to him, and he reach out to you guys. So
Yeah, man.
yeah. So
And you had a soccer player. Well, how was that?
yeah, we had a soccer player, Hayden Wills. That was an amazing episode, man. That was a great episode. He's the first professional soccer player out of St. Croix. First, and he had a rich history. He know Tegan from since Tegan was a little kid, because he talked about Tegan dad and his uncle playing soccer with the Unique team, and he would play against Unique, and they had some of the other teams, and he was dropping knowledge, man. He talked about how good Tegan father was in soccer, and also his uncle. He talked about Tegan and his little brother. They would be playing around in the bush and doing all kind of stuff while they're playing soccer and stuff. He traveled around the world playing soccer, man. He lives in Tampa now, and he does a lot. He have a son that plays soccer too, and he have twin sons. One plays soccer, one don't. So he has a lot of history, man. He has a lot of knowledge of the sport, man. And his mind, he really wants to get involved with the Virgin Islands as far as soccer and taking it to the next level and stuff. So it was a pretty good episode. Yeah, man.
So you said his little brother, as in his little brother used to play with Tegan, or Tegan little brother?
No, his little brother. He has a little brother, Derek.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So they all used to be playing together when the family playing soccer and stuff. So he know Tegan from.
Does Tegan know him? Like, remember him?
Yeah, Tegan remember him. So he came on the last episode too, towards the ending, and him and Tegan was talking and stuff, and they kind of talk a lot about the soccer and stuff. They kind of went over my head, because they talking a lot more soccer, and I didn't know what they was talking about. Some of the stuff, as far as like taking it to like the next level and stuff, and I guess with the Olympics and stuff and professional, and I guess it was two different federation and trying to get them together in one and stuff. So
right.
Yeah, it was a lot of good stuff, man. So we like to get him on again. It would be good to have you at Tegan on with him as well too. So it'd be good. Yeah.
Anybody that we miss, we could always bring back again to get a full dynamic of the show. Just kick it,
Yeah.
So that should be good.
Yeah, man. So
well,
yeah.
The moment everybody is here, we got Akeem, Mountain, Francis sitting, waiting, relaxing, waiting for his turn to come on. Mountain got a special story. Started in St. Croix, had a little run up in Florida, and he'll go from there. But Mountain is probably one of the highest jumper coming out, period, out of the Virgin Islands. If not the highest jumper, he got to be in the top three between Mountain, Weasel, and even Mountain brother he younger brother used to jump high, but Weapon, Mountain got to be up there with the top five. I would say the top five highest jumpers coming out of St. Croix that we've ever seen. But Mountain, he's funny. He's smart. He tall. He's a good friend. You know what I'm saying? You can always count on Mountain to come true for you. And I know Mountain after, like, I get real close to him after, like, high school. Once he hit college and so, and the college that I went to wanted to recruit Mountain, but Mountain never show up to he recruit. I guess he I guess he had already accepted with the school that he ended up in, and he scratched EWC, but it's all good, you know what I mean? But my coach was definitely interested in he, and he had better things going. So, what's
For
your
me, oh, my experience with
yeah,
Martin, competing against him, man. First of all, he's one of the coolest posses you could ever meet in your life, man. He's a good posse. He's a good dude. His family's good people. Nice people. Martin's the nicest person. When he's on the court, he's a different person. He's an animal. He's a beast. We competed against each other to the highest level possible. He was with St. Joseph with Coffee and Chris Isidore. All those guys at St. Joseph. And we just used to go at it, man. We used to go at it. Like if we was enemies. That's how we used to go at it. Like we was like enemies. Like we didn't like each other, but it was nothing but love, nothing but respect. We always wanted each other to do good, even when we was competing against each other, because that's make the best games. So we just competed a lot, and then we lost touch. I went my way, and he went his way and stuff. But once you build that type of respect among each other and that friendship, through sports, you could go like 10 years, 20 years without talking to each other. But once you start talking again, it's like we was always in touch. So I got
facts.
nothing but love, nothing but respect and adoration for this guy, man. What I'm saying? He's a good person, and like you said, he could jump out of this wall. He probably gonna tell a story when he caught a body. I ain't gonna give anything away. So, but man, he was one of the most athletic person ever played against in basketball. That's the most athletic person. Like you said, he could jump. He had everything. He had everything. So I just can't wait to hear his story, man. I just can't wait. So
Facts. Even though like I was more closer with Tegan and Mumba. I mean Tegan and Coffee. When we was in Vegas, Mountain was my main buddy when we were out there, because
oh gosh.
man, we used to have so much fun out there.
Listen,
but
I
but
know how I've been to Vegas a few times for baseball, so oh my, I can't
hey,
just imagine you are more. I just cannot imagine that, brother.
but what happened in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. That's true. Big up to Vegas. Yeah, man.
Hey, well, we ain't gonna keep the people in waiting any longer. You know what I'm saying? For who everybody come to see, Akeem, Mountain, Francis.
Welcome, welcome.
Yo,
What you saying, my boy?
hey, that was good.
Yeah, man, cooling. Hey, lots of people were asking me about this interview, when we're gonna interview Mountain. So the time is here. Well, good, man. People want to hear your story.
Time is here, man.
Yeah.
Episode 32. We got the
We,
legend in the building.
yeah, we missing Tegan, but he hopefully come on a little later.
Yeah. Real quick, everybody. Tiga's supposed to come on later. He had a little, sickness going on. So hopefully everything is good. He doesn't have the coronavirus or anything. So don't jump to any conclusion or anything like that. So yeah, man.
So the Tegan first question he the normally asked. So like tell me how it all started for you, Monte. Let me go back from your little Pee Wee days, or
BD.
BD days. Up here is Pee Wee. BD days. Let me go back
Yeah.
all the way to your BD days.
Well, I could, just looking back at how it all started with. I guess I'll start back even before sports. So like, I know, I've listened to a lot of different shows that you had. You had a lot of different, crazy athletes, spoken about from Grove,
Hey,
and
wait,
that's where
hold
he's
up,
from.
hold up, hold up, hold up. Don't come at your yanking, you know. What about you?
Yo, nah, man, you putting your on the spot. Hey,
Hey,
you messing up, no?
Here we go.
don't come at your yanking and then
Hey,
Hey,
he got a lot of he got some people, he got some important people watching, so he got to, he get
tell your co-workers I'm gonna have to understand, brother. Hey, don't come at your yanking, bats.
no man. So I gonna start over. So I guess came up born I born in Grove in Mutual Homes. I know Pang next door neighbor. I didn't know Pang back then. Of course Pang family and my family knew each other, of course, but I didn't know Pang back then. But I grew up in Mutual Homes. We moved out. But as far as sports, man, like baseball was truly my first love. And I know Bubba, made
yeah.
it pros, but baseball was my first love. And it was something like, my dad, he was an amazing athlete, and one of the sports he did play was sports. I mean, was baseball, and he's a big Yankee fan, huge Yankee fan. That's why I'm a Yankee fan to this day. If you see my little man cave room, my den, I get like Yankee memorabilia all over, Lakers stuff. Got the rep, my boy Kobe, the goat.
We like that
Um,
jersey. We like that jersey.
appreciate it. But like I said, baseball was my first love, and I think baseball taught me a lot of different lessons, man. Like, of course, I learned, some of the fundamentals, and I think baseball teaches you a lot, hand-eye coordination, and I think a lot of that stuff helped me when it came to like relating to basketball, like shot blocking, hand-eye coordination, right? But baseball really taught me how to be coordinated as an athlete, right? So when I did that, me gonna lie to y'all, like I played in Machicha League, right? So
Okay.
after we moved out to Mutual Homes. I think I was 12 or 13 years old when I moved out to Mutual Homes, and we moved to Clifton Hill with my grandfather. Been living already, had a big lot. We built a house. We moved in there, and then of course, I wanted to start playing sports. Some of my classmates were playing baseball, so I went and joined the Machicha League, and I played a couple of years in Little League. And I'll tell her this: like, I never win. I win 2 games like in 3 years playing baseball, Little League, right? Two or three
What?
games. That's it. Dead serious. So like, I was always a big competitor. And, I used to hurt every time losing, trying your hardest. I out there playing my hardest, playing hard, and we still losing. But it did teach me a lot. Like, you learn something from every loss. At the end of the day, like, you're not gonna win everything, and if you do win everything, you're not gonna know what to do when you do lose, right? Because
Right.
there's always gonna come a time where you're gonna fall on your face, or you're gonna hit rock bottom sometimes. So I was at rock bottom when it came to baseball, but as far as talent, I played in the All-Star game my last year playing Little League. We get eliminated by West, but it did teach me a lot. You got a question?
Question. So you play in the Machucha League.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't play with Machucha. You play who you play with?
Our team was called the Panthers.
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 Okay. Like what area?
It was like pretty much the Mid Island. It had an East League, it had a West League, and then it had Machicha League,
Machucha
which is the
League, yeah.
middle. And then every year after the season, we'll have like an All-Star game. All three areas of the island will play each other and face each other to be the for bragging rights who's the best in the island.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Of course, most of the athletes was in East and West, but Machicha, we had some good athletes. We had some real good athletes, and we competed, but when it came to that, we did get knocked out my last year.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I know like a lot of Hispanics good in baseball, so I want to say if you play with Machucha and I lose it, no man, you can't. It's hard to see that.
Yeah, I mean, I learned a lot. Like I said, I learned a lot, and I wasn't, Alex Rodriguez, but I was good.
Right.
And baseball, I continued playing even after Little League. I played in Woodson. I played in St. Joseph. Like I think I stopped playing baseball like 10th grade year. I think I played more my last year playing baseball too in 10th
Oh,
grade.
so you
Yeah,
play with you play with Byron them.
yeah, yep,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't
yeah,
even say damn. I didn't even say know that.
yeah. I was out there. So, and
Yeah,
I played
remember
shortstop.
yeah.
I was a
Well,
shortstop.
it's a difference because you was a good player, so of course he gonna remember you. But
Yeah.
you don't remember he, even though he make the All Star, he played on a Gabby team, so you ain't gonna remember nothing about their team.
Look, Pong, I had them. Trust me, I was good in baseball. Probably still good to this day.
Well, we're going. Hey, we definitely got to do like a celebrity game or something, man. So, well, not celebrity game, but like you know what I mean. You
Yeah,
know, like
like I
Like a
saw,
like
charity, a charity,
like
a Sabah charity
yeah,
game.
yeah,
like a
yeah,
Yeah,
charity game, like something, my son. So
yeah.
like a fun day, you know what I mean?
Old
yeah,
school versus new school or something like that. We'll do
Right,
something like that.
right. We gotta do something like that there in our
yeah, man.
sports.
Yeah,
But go
but
ahead,
ba-
go ahead.
but baseball was good. And as crazy as songs, I played shortstop. Like I said, my favorite baseball player was Ken Griffey Jr. Of course, I started in center field when I first started playing. But then, of course, A Rod came along, and that became my favorite player after Junior started declining in his talent after a while. But baseball, like I said, that was my first love. And then for basketball, I start my seventh grade year. I really wanted to start playing basketball. It was attractive to me. I was getting more attracted to basketball than baseball, but I still played baseball regardless. But when I did try out in junior high, right? So I went to Woodson. I try out, and I thought I did good. Um, but of course, when you try out for the team, you go to the gym the next day. The coach get a list of the roster up, see who make the team. So I run down to the gym lunchtime to see my name on the list. I go in on the list, and I see Akeem on there, right? But it wasn't Akeem Francis, it was Akeem Thompson. When I see Akeem, my heart jumped. I was like, yeah, he been there. But I see the last name. It was Akeem Thompson, which is one of my friends
Damn, wow.
from Mumby Jew. So it was him. And then when I see that, I was crushed. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was crushed. I went home, and I'll never forget. Like I went home in the bathroom in the mirror, just crying, like just straight crying. And then my mother, y'all know my mom. At the end of the day, like she's very intense, but she's passionate.
Yeah,
She loves her
she
kids.
tough. She tough.
She's
Yeah,
tough. She was a former basketball player back in the day in Arta, right? So she was like, you know what? Nobody really took the time to teach you the game because, like, my mom and my dad split when I was 5, right? So he was in New York, my mom was in the island still. So she was like, I don't take it to the court. So where we live in Clifton Hill, we had a church right across the street, the same church over there by Central, right? So they had a gym, they had a court out there. So I still remember she taking me out. I think 7th grade with a basketball. And she's showing me the game. She's showing me the 3-point line. She's showing me the baseline, the sideline, the zone, the paint. What's a 3-pointer? What's a 2-pointer? Like the game. She really teaching me the game because I didn't just unlike some others. I didn't really start playing basketball too late, right? So like I didn't have BD experience. I didn't play in these leagues coming up. So it was new. It was fresh for me. So she took the time to teach me the fundamentals, dribbling drills, shooting drills, just different things, right? And I work on that whole year. And the thing is, like, she went and buy me a basketball rim, right? So we put it up in the backyard. And I get friends that I hang out with in Woodson, and them and them the basketball team, and they coming over to my house every day. 'Cause I got a court in my yard. So we playing every day. And I killing these men in the backyard, killing these men. In my mind, I'm like, man, I need to be on the team. And the same thing, they tell me the same thing, like, man, you should be on the team regardless. So like, 8th grade year, I tried out again, right? So I tried out. I did make the team this time. So I see my name on the list. Super happy. We get a first practice, and Olay was the coach. I know Olay, and it's
Yeah.
crazy. Olay. Let me tell a story about Olay. So I tell her I was born and kind of raised in richer homes, right? So of course everybody know Olay
Well,
is
like,
he's a Grove man. My
yeah.
father's a Grove man. My father is an athlete. He played baseball. He played basketball. All them men grew up together. They were friends. They played, and my mom, of course, she would always think like he would be the person to push me over the hump. But then, of course, he didn't pick me my first year. The second year, I tried, he picked me on the team. First practice, after the first practice, I go home. Next day, I get cut from the team. And I hear, and he himself tell me I get cut. And one of my friends tell me I get cut. And they were like, yeah, George cut you. And I was like, what were you talking about? Like, me and talk to him. And he was like, well, he told me he cut you. So I went, talked to him, and he did cut me from the team. So like that was our next blow. So
Jeez.
7th
like,
grade year, me make the team. 8th
oh,
grade year, I make the team. After the first practice, the man cut me. So I was
why,
like, man,
why he got you?
look, to this day is a mystery. So
So
but at the
this
end of
man
the day,
what?
look, like I remember I tell her every disappointment is a blessing, and that's some of the things like my mom started teaching me from then. Like you're not gonna always have your way, and sometimes like these things that help you. So like she really helped me because I was mad, and of course I was already emotional the previous year for not making the team. I put in a
Yeah.
lot of work that year, and I thought I was supposed to be in the team, and I get cut, and that really hurt again. So I was back in the same emotional state. And then my mom, of
Mm.
course, she had to come pick me up again. But then it was more than just teaching me the game and teaching me the skill, but she teach me how to like really train my mind and really, like channel that anger, channel that frustration the right way. Because I could have just give up right then, like the same for me. But
Yeah.
like I had loved the sport way too much, and she really showed me like at the end of the day, like not everything's gonna go your way. Every disappointment is a blessing. The Lord has bigger plans for you. Like just use this to push you to over the top. So of course, same thing. Back to the grind, working out, playing every day, all day, even at night. Bringing out like lights in my grandfather yard. Y'all know my brothers. We will set up lights in the backyard. Barely could see, but we outside playing 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night in the backyard, just playing. But like I really, like I said, I used those 2 years of disappointment to like really push me over the top. And then my ninth grade year, I went to Central. That was my first high school. I went to the Central, and of course, I was playing in the gym. Jarvis had done check me out. I know Jarvis. Jarvis had done put eye on me, and it was crazy because I had the name Mountain, right? And I don't know, but Mountain is a story behind the name. Like first of all, I got a question for both of you. So when I first meet me and I hear the name Mountain, what you think it related to?
I had no idea.
Yeah, I'm with Pam.
But
Yeah.
I know you on the first mountain that I've ever heard about, but I didn't know that the story behind your name, Mountain.
Right.
I didn't know.
Right. So like everybody think it's because I was tall, and it had nothing to do with I was tall. My mom boyfriend, his name was Mountain, right? And they've been together. They were together for years, and his family used to go to school. Like some of his little cousins used to go to school with me, and then they started calling me Mountain because of course through their cousin or whatever. So it stick, and that was a nickname I get I think in Woodson, 7th grade, and it just went from there. But when I went Central, Java used to always call me Mountain Chicken, and he had a story. He had a story behind it though, but of course, rest in peace, Jarvis. But Jarvis,
Yeah,
Right,
rest in
right.
peace.
Rest in peace,
that
John.
was a next coach that really, really helped me to push the mental, because the skill it won't just trying to sharpen the skill. It's like the mental part is such an important part of like being a human, being an athlete at the same time. So he helped out a lot. But when I got to Central, I remember trying out for the team, and then like one of the assistant student coaches was done telling me like, you done that on the team, like don't worry about it, you're on the team. And in my mind I'm like, I never was given anything, so I still gonna work, I still gonna grind, I still gonna run, still gonna do the preseason workouts, because Jarvis workouts before the season start, oh my god, like I don't know if I probably hear stories about it, but it was crazy.
Yeah, my stories with Jarvis was the head labeled as the head coach because he was actually working in Central,
Yeah.
but Shaky was the actual like coach. We actually used to call Jarvis Echo because if Shaky said, "Okay, I'm going to 2-1-2," are you going to hear in the background? With, yeah, 2-1-2. So everything Shaky used to say, Jarvis used to echo in the background. So we used to call Jarvis Echo.
That's funny.
But you know what? Jarvis was a JV coach. Shaky was still a varsity coach.
That's true.
True that, yeah.
But when I was in Central, they had no JV or just varsity. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But it was still JV, so that was good because like I said, I was still JV, so I got an opportunity to play against the school and the coach that didn't pick me the last 2 years, right? So
that's a blessing.
of course, then Central, get it, like I said, make the team, and Central was great because with lunch league, and of course you get to display your talents. I don't even know if they do lunch league anymore, but lunch league was definitely fun back in the day, and that's of course where Jarvis started first seeing me play basketball in lunch league. And I used to play for Hoyas back then in lunch league. Me and Coach was on the same team in lunch league my freshman year in Central. So the Hoyas roots got deep, and we're gonna talk about it later. But then, like I said, the season starts, and I still remember to this day when we played Woodson. We went Woodson in their gym. And I just remember just feeling like myself just super hyped. Like I didn't wait there for this moment forever.
Yeah.
And jump ball, hey. I went to work on them, man. That's the short part of the story. I went to work on them, man. There's no telling how many rebound I had. Probably had about 15, 20 points, and probably 20 something rebounds, and probably like 10 blocks. Like I went crazy that game, but I didn't like just destroy me. That, like I said, the anger and the frustration really fueled me. Like, cause at the end of the day, like George, I'll be able to speak to it, because George ended up being my coach again at St. Joseph, right? So, but at the end of the day, like, like I said, the whole thing with, I just couldn't understand, like, why couldn't they make the 7 to
Oh,
8,
That's crazy, man.
He'd have had to
Yeah.
break that down for me, Mr. Man, you
Yeah,
see, like,
man.
you'd have had to break that down for
It
me.
was tough, and I get if it was better people than me on the team, like, it is what it is. I need to step my game up and walk.
But
Yeah.
so be honest. You got a platform now. Were there better players on the team than
No,
you?
and the thing is, like I said, my best friends, man, Mumba, my best friends, like, they're there on the team and they tell me, man, like, the stuff you're doing out here, like, you easily doing it at school, and I don't know why, you're not in the team. So they would question it,
Yeah,
so
that's crazy, man.
they would
I
question
can't,
it. But
yeah.
like I said, everything happens for a reason. I think the Lord made it that way for a reason. So I could walk, and I had to walk. And like I said, I was already a late bloom on basketball. So, like, it was so many people ahead of me already playing from BD League. I'm sorry. It was a lot of work to do, right? Because I remember when I think I've been in the 8th grade, I hear like a Jordan, it wasn't a documentary, but Jordan was talking, and he was talking about, like, when he was coming up and how he dealt with not making the team in high school, and how he put in work. And he was speaking to, like, he wants to work harder than everybody else, because the time he's sleeping or resting, like, other people in the gym working and getting better than him. So he couldn't afford for other people to get better than him. So he would be in the gym working on his game, like, all day, every day. And I just always remember that. And, like, I used to always stay on the court. So, like, 9th grade year, like I said, was good at Central. We run through JV. Our Central team we had a good team. We run through the league.
Wait,
Zora, why you name the players that you were better than? I want.
In what? In St. Joseph?
No,
in
in
Woodson.
Woodson. When you get caught.
Look, I can't remember the name. That's the political answer.
You can't remember, or you trying to spare some feelings?
No, honestly, like, I can't remember most of the team. I know we had people on the team like Adorni. That's my boy, and a lot of people who know me back in the day, like Adorni was like, kid and play. So it was Adorni, my other homeboy, Ash, Akeem Thompson was on the team. We had Troy Leo, Messiah. I don't know if I know Messiah. He passed,
from Harvey.
From Harvey. That's my cousin, and he passed what?
Hey,
probably like 8 years ago.
Hey,
oh, wow.
seriously,
when I tell her, like,
Troy was bad. Troy was, like, naturally gifted.
Yes.
Mumba.
Yes.
Troy was. Nasty.
I think I knew you're talking about, man.
You have to.
You have to. Dark skin.
You have to.
That man, hey, and he probably was the first person I see, like, start, on a break, a defender in front, that he go around, he back and lay it up. The same thing Jamal Crawford to be doing now. No,
yeah, he's
Troy
smooth.
doing it back in the day.
He's smooth bad. Troy used to live Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he a nasty bad man coming up. He used to remind me a little bit like Doobie, but he was more. Doobie was just more into ball. Like, that was Doobie life, brother.
Yeah, that would be.
You know what I mean? But Troy would probably, if not better than Doobie, he was just the same. They used to play like, honestly, Doobie probably had a little more handles than Troy, but Troy was just smooth. Yeah. That dude was just smooth.
He was raw, and basketball wasn't like the first option in his life. That's the thing.
At all.
If he had taken basketball serious, it'd have been some problems.
Honestly, Mumbai, he was that good. He was that good, just naturally gifted.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's probably all I can honestly remember, Zora, from that team.
Your freshman year at Central was actually your first year playing basketball on a team?
Yeah, 9th grade. Yep.
Wow.
And
so you didn't play at that point? You didn't play no league or nothing?
No.
No league. Wow.
Yeah. And what's crazy is that I started school young, super young. Like, I went Grove School, so my mom, she always used to tell me, like, I started getting bad as a little kid, so she put me in school a whole year early. So when I went Central, when I started my freshman year, I was 13 years old. A kid, like a baby still. 13?
13?
Yeah, I was 13 in Central.
Wow.
Yeah, because I started college at 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Super, I was a year ahead.
Shit, yeah. I was 13 in the 7th grade.
Hey, Pang, we don't know what I said, but you in school though. We don't remember.
Hey, I would thought it is, but I had stayed back in seventh. That was my first time staying back in seventh grade.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, but ninth grade. Speaking about stopping back, like I remember ninth grade. You know, my house there right across the street from Central. It was just too easy, and I remember like I
literally.
didn't put no effort. Like I was just cruising through school, and like my ninth grade year, I remember going to the office for my report card at the end of the year, and they say feel around. I was like, God, I got to repeat the ninth grade. In my mind, I'm like, man, my mother gonna kill me. So. Hey, but that's the healthy fear though. I don't think that's the next thing. I don't think a lot of kids have that healthy fear anymore. But the fear from my mom, it was real.
Yeah,
It was real.
yeah. I know how that goes.
You
But
know, go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead, Paul.
No, I was gonna say, back then, like I don't know if they even know. Did they still do summer school?
They do, they do.
Because
Well, I don't know about no, but I know they did then, and I did
Yeah,
do
they
some.
did. Yeah,
summer school saved a lot of people, and I wish I had when I
it
had stayed
saved me
back the
too.
first time. Yeah, I wish I had went summer school, man. That's why I wish. I wish I had went summer school, but
Yeah.
if I had went summer school, I probably would have been in my right grade going up. But that's all different story. But go ahead.
But fun, the summer school, like so. Of course, I had to go for summer school. It's public school, but summer school you got to pay for summer school.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
my mom, she did pay for me to go to summer school. I don't slack off the entire year for my ninth grade year, sleeping in. My mother waking me up for school, I getting up, acting like I getting ready when she got work, I going back in the bed. It was too easy. I go like they're right across the street. So lunchtime I going home, eating, and then I get lazy and me want to go back to school. I just ain't going back to school. So it was just I was complacent, it was just too easy being across the street. And then I still didn't take it serious in summer school. So I went summer school doing the same exact thing. And I still remember getting my report card for that. And I have failed then. And then it was some extra work, and I give the extra work and the man passed me, right? But that same summer, I have met, George, Olay brother. And Olay brother, my mom, Olay, all them, like I said, they grew up in mutual home, so they know each other from long. And then he was telling her, like, Olay coaching at St. Joseph now. So we started talking about that, and, he assured her, like, of course, we got to keep, Akeem his family, we got to make sure he stay close. So the whole pitch. So, I ended up enrolling in St. Joseph my 10th grade year.
Before you jumped to St. Joseph, so
Mhm.
you did play ball for Central, because I know.
Yeah.
Remember, you older than Mountain?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So who you were playing against? Because I know Complex was in on the scene in when you were in Central. So who was your rival and stuff like that when you played
Like
in
St.
Central?
Joseph, not St. Joseph, Complex. Complex had who been on Complex team? I think they had like people like Money,
Yeah,
Naibo,
Naibo, yeah. Taco.
Taco. I think I
Trying to
want
think.
to say my ninth grade year. Raul were playing on the JV team.
Yeah, he was on the
But
JV
Complex,
team too.
cause the thing is, I don't know, Complex was so stacked with players, man. They must seem
Yeah.
like they had like 16, like I dead serious. And the thing is, some man playing JV in the afternoon, and then at night time they playing varsity. It was just crazy. And then Complex was just that school. I don't know, Complex was stacked. Put it that way. But they had
Yeah.
a lot of men on the team, and I think I want to say in the championship we did beat. I think we did beat St. Joseph, not St. Joseph. I keep saying St. Joseph, but Complex in the
Complex, yeah.
championship.
So who was on your team in Central?
My team, we had Chicken, Chicken.
Chicken,
Yeah.
yeah.
We had Chicken. We had a partner from East. He had and a crazy thing, he was real good. Light skin, tall, real long hair, man. I know if somebody who watching right now might know his name. I can't remember his name, man.
Tall,
Yeah.
light
Kami wasn't
skin,
on
you
your
said?
team too?
Who?
Kami?
Yeah, Kami been on the team too. So we had a nice squad.
They had a nice, yeah, they had a good team.
We had a good team. I honestly can't remember a lot of names now, man, for real. But Central were good. Like even before I get to the St. Joseph conversation, like I used to of course plan the team.
Was it Jemo?
Yep.
Jemo is my young boy.
Yeah.
I used to work with Jemo, and Jemo had a crazy crossover, my son. Like you couldn't do nothing with it, and that's actually where he get the name Crippler from.
Yep.
That's
Shamari. Shamari.
Shamari.
Carry on. You're
Yeah.
right. Arthur was a next rival for JV and Central. Definitely was a rival. But like I said, we're good. But other than just playing on the team in Central for JV, like we used to practice for JV, and then I remember Bo and the girls' team used to practice like right after, right? Or some days they'll practice for the girls' varsity team, and I'll be in the gym just always watching because at that point I was like, student of the game. I trying to learn as much as possible. So I used to always be in the gym, and I remember Bo had called me up, because I always in the gym just watching them on practice, and he was like, "Look, I know you're trying to work on your game. Like, if you want, you could join in with my girls and practice with it. Do some of the drills that we're doing and join in." And like Bo was the next coach that like grabbed me under the wing and like really started to work with me because of course like I've been like I said still super young, starting to really stretch out, starting to get real tall. The athletic ability was there of course, but like Bo was teaching me like the fundamentals like dribbling, like the correct way to position yourself, correct way to dribble, posture. But we used to do a lot of drills. I used to do the drills with a girls team like Langalo, Michelle, Pumpkin. They had of course the central team then they had a stack girls team too.
They had a stack
So
team, yeah.
that's the next conversation in itself. They had a nice team, but Bo used to have me his practice like just doing all the drill with the girls, and I think that really, really helped me out. Because like I said before then, I was just working on just the regular stuff in my yard by myself.
So I don't want to get ahead of you. You know what I'm saying? But I know when I start dunking was in the 9th grade. Like so really and truly, this is a
Right.
question. This is a question everybody want to know. When you start dunking, my son, like
I started
what
dunking.
age?
My first dunk I remember was the court on the next street from my house, and I was 12 years old. Cause the thing is, I could have barely, I couldn't have pound the ball then. I could pound, it's easy for me to pound the ball now, but I used to have to cuff the ball. So like back in the day, like high school, and all my dunks would be like cuff dunks, right? Because I could have barely palmed the ball.
Okay, that's why. Okay.
Yeah. So like that's how I started dunking, and it used to just push me because I couldn't hold the ball enough to dunk it. So when my first dunk was 12. I was 12. So that was big.
We're gonna save all the bodies that you got for last.
We're gonna save the bodies.
Yeah, we're gonna save that for last. We want to hear
in the
this.
closet too, man.
Right.
A lot of bodies, man.
We want to.
A lot of people forget about some.
We're gonna
Yeah,
follow
that's
along
true.
with the stories, but we're gonna save the bodies for last. So
But Pang, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, man, we gotta shout out your mother, man. We gotta shout out your mother because she started all, man. She took her time, and she teach you the game, man. So big up to your mother for sure.
Right.
Much love to your mother. Big up for sure.
Salute, hey, ultimate hustler. If I know my mom, she's the ultimate.
Yeah.
Like, look, let me tell you something. Like, my father, like I said, my dad left when he left when I was 5. At that time, my mom had 3 kids with him, and he left. And I watched my mom pick herself off the ground and kept it moving. Like,
Yeah.
Like, of course it hurt, but she kept it moving. She had 3 boys, not just 3, like a mix of boys and girls. She had 3 boys to raise into this world. 3 months, and she's a woman.
That's tough. That's tough.
So she used to always tell me, joking, like just being dead serious, like she's our mother and our father. So like, I learned a lot from that lady, like just the hustle. One thing I did take from her, and I use it to this day in my life, is just being a chameleon. At the end of the day, like you have to know how to fit in with any crowd. Because the thing is, like, you could be yourself with the group, your circle that you're around, but like, around some other people, like to get respect and to like really get to network the right way, you have to like really be a chameleon and know how to like adjust to different groups. And I take that from her, like just the hustle mentality, Pang. Like, Mom, I tell you, like sometimes, like the life we were living then, like we didn't have everything, right? It was tough. But the thing is, like when I look back at it now, it's like I was like, man, like as an adult, I could see how rough it was. But then as a child, I didn't see how rough it was because she made it seem like we were having the best life ever. But then when I look back at it, it's like, man, she took nothing and made something out of it. She take the grapes and make wine from what she had. So
that's true, man. That's true.
Super shout out to you, mommy. Love you.
Big shout out, definitely.
Bless.
Yeah, man.
Bless.
Yeah,
but like the athletic ability. I heard a lot of people talk about my father back in the day, super jumping. I had to talk to my father to this day, and he telling me stories. I like, man, look, I think you tell me this story like 50 times already. 50 times already. How I 5'10", I dunk in a man 6'10", 6'11". I think it's our next dude. I think he was saying some dude back in the day. I think Fifi. I think we named 6'10", 6'11". He was saying he dunked and he was 5. He felt good about that. But of course, growing up, I used to always hear the story. So I used to work on my athletic ability. So like it was not like some of it I definitely think was natural. But like I put in a lot of work. Woodson, 7th, 8th grade years, like I used to go to school every day with Uncle Witt's. Every single day, Uncle Witt's. Nobody knows.
Wow, that's crazy.
Back then, that was the thing. 2 things people used to do to work on their hops. They used to buy them shoes with
The strength shoes.
with the little, I don't know what, the heel in the front and not the back. So the back of you walking on your toes all day long. and
Yep.
then people used to wear their ankle weights and thinking they're gonna help them jump.
Hey, it did. I'll tell you, punk. Like when I used to take them thing off, I used to feel like my legs used to feel super light. But I used to rock the ankle weights every day, but not too much because, of course, my mom used to always tell me like I'm put water on my knees. But I used to always do like toe raises, and that's one thing my dad did tell me is like do a lot of toe raises. And I used to do. Me and my brother used to like 1,000 toe raises a night. You just don't know how much I wanted to just be dunking like crazy. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to jump. So like I used to do like 1,000 toe raises a night, and like the push-ups, the upper body stuff. I look, I didn't start working on my upper body till like way like college, like for real. But like really putting time into my legs. Like I used to always put in time into my legs, like doing the duck walk, doing wind sprints, doing like this, like I said, the toe raises, 1,000 a night, 1,000 a night.
Hey, real quick. Everybody, they want to know your mother name. If you want to shout out her name, you can. So.
Yeah, my mom had so people call her Vivi. And her real name is Viana Kodra.
Vienna, Mommy Mountain. That's what we're
Mommy
gonna call
Monty,
her.
yeah.
Mommy Mountain.
Yeah. Much love
Yeah,
and big up to you once again.
Right.
yeah, man.
So you make it to Central. Like how was like Central experience? So who was the best player on the team at the time? And because you still making a name for yourself at that point, right?
Yeah, and our team is the same part. I tell you, I just can't remember his name. He was light skin. He had braids, but then I think he had moved away. But he from East. On our team, he was definitely the best player on the team. He was the best scorer on the team. But I
Not
can't.
not Corey.
I don't think that's his name. I can't remember. I can see his face, and I just can't remember his name, man. But he was he was the best player on the team. The varsity team had, of course, they had some good players. They had Dalago. I know Dalago. They had
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice team.
Preacher. They had Preacher. I mean, they had some good names at Central, and I think, of
Yeah.
course, looking up to them man playing, and of course me being on the JV team, wishing one day to get my turn. Because
You ain't got no idea you're going St. Joseph next year.
not yet, not when I did in Central, but like of course, as a youth, just hearing names, of course, in Woodson, Coffee was a legend already. It was
Yeah.
crazy. Of course, like Coffee been a legend in the 7th grade year. Coffee been in 8th grade. He been on that
Oh,
team I didn't make, right? So, but his name been large. His name been large. Like of course, Coffee been a god already from BD. So I used to hear all the accolades from him, and of course, me in 7th grade, he in 8th grade looking up to him. I trying to think who else been on the Central team, but like I said, as a youth,
Flight was on the team too.
Flight was on the team.
He
Yep.
was on varsity, yeah.
Yep. Flight was on varsity.
Langalo said if he
Kasim?
name won't Kasim.
Yeah. Yep. Kasim. Yeah. Buck.
No, the light skin dude that you're talking about.
That might be his name though. That might be for real.
Yeah. And
That
then
might
some
be.
Christopher said Kaka.
Kaka. I don't know who the hell
Kaka.
that is.
Not you talking about Kaka from Constitution Hill?
That's the first I ever hear Kaka in my life, so I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I don't know if he referred to that, that same partner.
Yeah, man.
Yes, Central had a solid team.
Like, it were names that were ringing bells. It were names like, of course, Zorro name been out there for of course, just me, just being around people on the island. Of course, Zorro, just playing basketball, you gonna know who Zorro is. Like Zorro was our Jordan in St. Croix, regardless of what, right? So
Right.
that was our Jordan coming up. There were other names out there. Tyrone, like I used to always see Tyrone name in the newspaper because I used to read the newspaper with my grandfather. He used to always have a newspaper. I used to always go to the sports section. Tyrone name there in there. Timmy, of course. Watching his Wake Forest highlights, watching Wake Forest clippings in the newspaper. That kind of stuff drove me, right? And I think back then, just seeing that kind of stuff, and it was role models up there. As a child growing up, wanted to be an athlete and wanted to play sports. It was those type of names that was out there that really pushed me to be somebody. Because, like I said, I started playing basketball later, but like in my mind, I wanted to be somebody in the island. I wanted to really be a good talent in basketball in the island.
Yeah, man. It's amazing because you imagine if you are staying with Central.
Yeah, that team would have been crazy.
Yeah, that would have been crazy. You know who was Fillmore Christopher? Fillmore Christopher was on the was he on the varsity team?
Varsity.
He was on varsity then too, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
Fillmore was on varsity at that
Yep.
time.
Yeah. Central had a solid team. They had a solid team.
They had a big team.
Tyrone was on varsity at that time though. Not
Woodley, not. He played with Central that year.
Well, I don't know if it's that year, but I
You
know he
said
played
what?
with.
Not
Yeah.
been on the team then.
Okay,
Yeah.
he been on the team then.
Yeah.
Okay,
He been my freshman year. He been on varsity.
he been on. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, because your freshman year I was in 10th grade then. I was in 10th grade
Yeah.
then. So
Yep. A year ahead.
yeah.
So, how
Yeah.
was your transition to St. You all done with Central? How was your transition to St. Joseph? Like, how was
St. Jo-
that?
St. Joseph wasn't bad. And then, I know, like I said, coming off my ninth grade year, I was really slacking in school. And the how I put my mom through that last year for my school and my books, man, I had to make up for it. So, like, going to St. Joseph was a challenge. Of course, it's a different curriculum. It's a private school. The work was more, they had advanced curriculum over there. So, like, just jumping in. The school was welcoming. Like, my classmates at St. Joseph, like, they were welcoming. It wasn't anything where I felt like oil and water, so it was good. And then getting to be on the team, now I get to be on the team with, like, this dude I hear so much about my entire last 3 years, which is Coffee. And just getting to play with Coffee and be a teammate with him was good, because I remember we used to play in Woodson, like, I think that's my ninth grade year. We used to go to Woodson on, I think, on Thursday nights and
Question.
play.
So, Coffee was already at St. Joseph.
Yeah,
when you went there.
Coffee had done been in St. Joseph then.
Ah, so
Yeah.
Coffee only played JV in Complex 1 year.
Yeah, his 10th grade year he went to
St. Joseph.
to St. Joseph.
Gotcha. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, but I got to go to St. Joseph. We had a real good team. And then, of course, when we started playing, man, I just really get to see the difference with when private school played public schools. It was different. And as much talent that we had, because we used to fill the gym. Like, St. Joseph, my 2 years at St. Joseph, we used to fill the gym. Like, it was one of them things. I think it was like people used to love seeing we play, but they didn't want to see me win, especially when we play Complex, when we play Central. When we play the public schools, like, I remember I had a referee, Mingo Kali name.
Kali name, man.
Mingo Kali name. Mingo do it like that. But he tell me when he reffing, he tell our entire team when he reffing a private school ain't beating a public school.
Oh no, you got Carly name. Yeah, you got Carly.
Well, that it couldn't be against us. It couldn't be against us for sure. I know that wasn't. I know it wasn't against us.
It been against Central.
Central. I figured that.
Yeah, but
yeah.
My sophomore year in St. Joseph, we had a good team. We had a good year, but we didn't make it as far as I think we could have that year. And I think the next year I think everybody game matured. My game got better. I stepped into the starting lineup in my junior year, and then we started to like really take off as a team, and like we were beating the brakes off a lot of great teams out there. Like Central was always a good rivalry competition, but we started getting we went from 10th grade year like just hanging around with them and beating we to 11th grade year to of course now we as a team moving ahead of them and beating them. And of course we had the rivalry with Complex. Which was another crazy, like that rivalry was crazy, and it was that gym used to always be around. We got Mark coaching, we get people like Mumba on the team. It was a good team. Like Complex, they play us talk a lot of trash the entire game. I used to love it. Mumba, as humble as Mumba seemed right now, Mumba on the court talking trash all game.
I don't tell all of you as Mumba is a gangster, Hey, Mumba is a thug,
this dude. This guy.
Mumba is a thug.
It's just to win, the competitiveness. That's what it is, man. I cool off the field, but once again, the field has a different person. That's just how
that's true. That's true.
But Mumba was a bad man in Arta, and then he first year at Complex. Oh my knee with all that.
This guy, man.
They must say Mumba thought he was Tupac Jr., man. Hey, back if you roll up on Mumba back in the day, he got CD player.
Oh,
listening to Talk Life all day, every day now.
Akeem, no, he know. It's true. He talking facts though.
Mumba wasn't a mad boss. Mumba had a little cook, a little bodyguards them, and so hey, Mumba was mountain mean like Mumba had bodyguards in Complex.
I had no bodyguards, man. I had no bodyguards, man. Mountain don't listen to this, man.
Mumba had bodyguards in Complex bars. Trust
Mumba, I know a lot of man for the streets that don't tell me about you too, man. So.
Hey, telling you, boss.
Hey, we don't want we do not want the viewers hearing this side of me. Okay, they don't need to know about this side of me.
But what's crazy? Like,
I'm a change man.
The streets to protect that talent, though. That's the next thing that we had back in the days. Like
that's facts.
Yeah, you don't see that no more, man.
Yeah,
because I can remember like growing up like people didn't want me like around these sorting. You know, you don't play
Yeah.
ball. Don't you can't. You know, you don't do that no more, man.
No. The
They
streets
ain't
to
trying.
protect the talent.
Yeah, they ain't trying to save these kids at all, listen.
Yeah,
Anybody
man.
welcome, listen.
That's the OG rule that I need to make sure we dust off and bring back. We got to make sure we protect that, especially for the kids who you know can make it out and make a name for themselves.
So
Yeah, it's true.
your freshman year, let we name some of them players that was on St. Joseph with you. Your freshman
My
year.
sophomore year,
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year, sorry.
yeah. So we had me, we had Coffee, we had Marlon, we had Brent, Chris Isidore, we had Tristan Dugan, we had
Yeah.
Uriah, um, we had Adoni. He had transferred. He leaves Central to come to St. Joseph that year with me. Who else we had? That's that's probably all I can remember honestly right now.
When
That was my
Was it
sophomore year.
was it
when Playboy came on the scene.
Playboy come my 11th grade year.
Gotcha.
I think
yeah.
he played a year before me, and I think went away and come back the year
Yeah.
after. Yeah, because he had been on the team. I think Coffee first year in St. Joe's. I think Playboy been on the team, and then he had left and come
Yeah.
back.
That's true, yeah.
But like my junior year, we had of course we had the same team, except Kyle had graduated. Kyle John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, when I tell you, this man, amazing slasher. Like I don't know if y'all ever seen it. Well, remember you play against him, I know, but
Yeah.
but Pang, like this man used to get to the whole like the same thing you were doing in Man League, right? But super clean, easy slash into the hole. He was like the ultimate slasher.
Yeah.
He went Central Foster. He used to play for Central Foster, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I think I catch a few games that Carl played in Central, but I never saw he play for St. Joseph.
Yeah, man, Kyle, amazing athlete. Amazing. And then he started getting knee problem. But Kyle used to be banging a man like easy too, man. He used to take
Yeah,
off.
you a beast. You a beast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could
Used to
have
take
man,
off.
he was nice, man.
He take off a couple of times on complex too, but let me drink my cup. He take
Where you
off a
getting
couple of times on complex.
where you getting that cup there, Mountain?
There's some team member that make me.
Ain't no tea. That's what you call it.
Oh, it's a mystery.
Yeah, there ain't no tea.
But yeah, man, like St. Joseph were good. I think and then like I said, my 11th grade year, we had pretty much the same thing. We had me, Coffee, Marlon, Playboy, Brent. We had and that year we really, like I said, we really developed more that year. My second year at St. Joseph, like we really take it to the next level. And then when Playboy come, he really gave us that extra level because we had a shooter in Chris. We had a super basketball athlete and player in Coffee. And then this man used to really. I just see Langalote.
Oh,
Hey, I was trying to play a straight face. Langalote.
Langalo. Thanks,
Oh my
Langalo.
god. But yeah, we had but Playboy is who's showing me the oop when I catch a body, which I think we could probably start getting into.
wait. Hold up. We get to that, but let's back up a little bit. I wanted to ask you this because when like your first year playing with St. Joseph,
Mm-hmm.
it was a challenging year for you guys, right?
Yeah.
How much that because we kind of asked. I think you remember Pam, when we kind of asked Coffee too. How much did it benefit you that you guys was playing together and you guys were so young? And I know you guys were still kind of getting used to each other,
Mm-hmm.
but playing against such good competition as far as complex,
Central.
which we was pretty much established. Central. Then Idora Ken was pretty good. Charlotte Mali was okay. How much did that struggle last season help you and help your game?
It really helped because it wasn't easy. Of course, coming from JV to my first year playing organized basketball to like my second year playing organized basketball to like first of all not I wasn't starting. I was coming off the bench, but just trying to find my way and produce and help the team was different. It was challenging, but I think that year the biggest thing Mumba was we didn't have the chemistry like some of those schools you mentioned, like the Complex, the Central, the Eudoricans. Like we didn't have that chemistry yet. But like after that, my sophomore year, going into the second year, like as a unit, we played together all the time. Like Playboy had come back to the island by that time. We used to go to and Y1. I don't know if I remember Y1 over there behind Diamond Cinemas in Strawberry. It's like a youth center, but they used to have the court open every Friday night. We used to play that. We used to play all over the island. But the thing is, the more we get to run together, the more chemistry we built with each other, which definitely helped us out the next year. And with me, when we're talking about like just changing into a different person, like I noticed after my sophomore year, I couldn't be Akeem on the court, right? I had to be somebody else. So that's when I had to go into like a different mindset. And like I think my junior year is really when I start to move into that role and move into that personality. Because before I didn't have it. Before it was like me being Akeem, and Akeem is a real nice guy, and I can't be nice on the court. So of course my second year, the mouthpiece start moving, and to me it gave me an edge, because at the end of the day, like if somebody didn't talk that trash back to me, of course I gain over them and gain in their head.
That's true. Your game changed so much from that year to the next year. It changed a lot, brother. It wasn't no joke.
Yeah.
You was a problem that year. Your
Yeah.
junior year, you were a problem for sure.
Yeah, like I said, the mentality, the person on the court had to change. Akeem couldn't play basketball on the court. I had to ban Akeem from the court, and Mountain had to take over the court, and it was a different beast then.
We got a question here. How did Central fans and former players treat you when you left Central to go to St. Joseph?
Well, with some of the players and the people I was cool with, of course, they felt a certain way, but it wasn't to the point where they hated me. They saw it as a decision that I make to be better for me. So like my close friends, of course, they understood, but it was some people, of course, they didn't like it, but it wasn't anything where like people just hated me for it, So
yeah,
it was cool, because like I said, at the end of the day, like I was still developing into a player that's trying to be heard. Like I wasn't heard yet, nobody really knew me then.
That's true. All right, I know we gonna get to the whole alley hoop stuff, but I want to say that you guys didn't you when the alley hoop happened, was it before you guys already had beat us? Oh, go ahead, Pan.
Before you get to the alley hoop, like I wanted to understand, like why did they recruit you to come to St. Joseph? Like how that come about?
The day happened, I remember I tell like George, brother, I can't really forget his name, man. But like I told you, they raised with my mom and her family. So we were actually in Sunny Isle. Remember they used to have the Foot Locker outlet?
Yeah.
The old what? So we were in there. Me and my mom was in there shopping, and he was in there, and they started chopping it up. And she was just telling him about me playing in Central, and he was like, "Yeah, trust me, I see him play." And then they just got into conversation, and then next night I'm enrolling in St. Joseph.
Man.
Yeah,
Hey.
it was a coincidence. Like if we didn't walk in the store and meet today, there's no telling,
I forgot about that Foot Locker outlet, yo.
Yeah.
Now that
Me
you
too.
said that.
Me too.
I
You're right.
completely forgot about that Foot Locker outlet.
They might have the
true.
best deals. They had better deals
Man.
than the clearance outlet, the Nike outlet in Orlando.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
it's
man.
true.
I used to rack up shoes from them, so good shoes just
Yeah.
like went like extra cheap in them, son.
I forget all about that for real.
Me too. I definitely forgot about that. But anyways, we're gonna change the subject. So
Yeah. So
go ahead, Mountain. Mumba, you were getting ready to ask something.
no, yeah. So how was it? Because I remember when you guys beat us. When I beat us. How was that like for you guys?
Man,
in the locker.
Hey, Mumba, that was a great feeling. Ain't gonna lie. We've been trying to, like last year we lose to our both teams, and the tournament, and it was crazy. Of course, when you go rock, of course they're gonna match the St. Croix team to knock out each other first, which we already know how that is with the rock competition and tournaments. But when we played out the first time that year, we were beaten out the entire game in complex, and I come back, walk we down and beat we by 3 points. I think it was 3 points, and I think that game I never forget. I was so vexed because I had a break, and I was going, look, I don't have a couple dunk the game, but I had a break, and I see Mumba coming, and Mumba full speed, like how LeBron trying to catch man, right? I take off, the man, I feel like the man tackled me in the ear, pun. For real. I feel like the man tackled me in the ear. Look, fouled me, but he stopped the dunk, right? Look, it wasn't that dirty play. My mother been in the game, my mother was vexed. I think my mother had to talk to Mumba after that play.
Yeah.
After the game on now. It was crazy. Look, people who know my mom watching me play the game, moms at a game is just different. They
Right.
Mindset, right? But it's basketball, and I remember, of course, he fouled me. I still wanted to dunk and he didn't, but
Did you LeBron Chi?
It was a foul.
Right, but you remember when I think it was Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett get up and LeBron foul LeBron and LeBron mother get up and went after he had to go and
Tell
he
your
had to go
mother.
and yeah, like
It was similar
Sit
to that.
your ass down. ASS down.
yeah.
That was crazy. Yeah.
It was similar to that. She get vexed.
She got vexed. Yeah, she got vexed, man. But I
It's
explained to her
basketball.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's
I explained
basketball.
to her. Yeah.
And then but I was like, that was always on my mind because I was like, I was trying to punish you then, but he got the best of me. Then he do what he had to do because if he didn't do what he had to do, trust it'd have been
Yeah.
it'd have been a poster then. But the next time we play, I have been in a central tournament. We played in a central tournament.
That was a good tournament too, by the
Yeah,
way.
that was an amazing tournament.
A very good tournament overall.
I want to say it was probably second round. I think we played each other second round. Or
Yeah.
it might have been first round. They matched St. Joseph and Complex up. And of course, if the game done been tight, and look, like I said, Playboy was an amazing point guard. I don't know, Pang. I don't know if you ever see it. I don't know if you know him or seen him play.
Playboy play with me on Top Guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we beat Teague on them in my league, Playboy was on that team.
Great point guard. Like just knowledge of the game. He had a basketball mind. I remember it wasn't really a break, but we got a long rebound. I coming down on the wing. Playboy there in the middle. He come into half court. And me and him don't have like I said, the chemistry been there because we played all summer going into the season. Like every single day we played. And we don't give each other the looks. I don't know what he gonna do. So he get to half court. Same thing. I down the wing. Mumba on the opposite wing coming, right? Playboy coming down the middle, full speed ahead. He floated up. He tried from half court punt. Floated up. I watching it the whole time. I watch him Mumba coming, right? And I say,
This is hard to listen to, by the way.
Hey, Mumba, the whole time I see the ball in the air and I see you, I see you facing him. Mumba intense.
Yeah.
You gonna block it out the way. In my mind, I say, like this dude's dead. You don't even know it. He dead. Pang, I catch it, right? Catch it.
Yeah.
I catch it two hand, turn around, bring it down, and don't get backwards on Mumba.
Oh man,
Facts.
Mumba.
Facts. Yeah. He bodied me.
Because in my mind, I was like, I gonna
Body.
catch you. No, he fouled me the last time, but I gonna catch you. No, I gonna catch you sleeping.
Man.
But right after I do the dunk, the gym went crazy. Like I said, people probably didn't like seeing St. Joseph win, but they like seeing us play. So the gym went crazy.
Jim went nuts.
Mumba vex.
Vex.
Give me the ball. The man said, give me the ball. The man
I said, give me the effing ball. That's what I said. Yeah. Yeah, I was pissed.
The man was pissed. He break. When Mumba used to play, before we see LeBron play, you know how LeBron just bolt? If you get in the way, if you get injured, taking a charge, that's on you. That's how Mumba used to just catch it east to west.
East to west,
100 miles per hour. So nobody getting away. He went back down and he answered back the dunk. But at the end of the day, the crowd still were going crazy from that foot.
Hey, son, that was tough. Hey,
but Mumba, in your respective right, you had some hops yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I had some hops.
You definitely used to get up them, son. Right?
Yeah, I had some hops. I had a little thing, nothing close to mountain, but I had some hops.
Even as an older player, I used to live vicariously through our illness because I could have never got them high that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Mumba had some hops for real. He did. So trust me, don't sleep on him. He gonna dunk at you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That was a good moment. But like I said, the first game really led into that because I was like, when I catch you again,
yeah,
it's a done deal. And even Playboy had done said, trust me, we gonna get him. But he had that accent. We gonna get that nigga. So,
yeah.
so trust me. So like at the end of the day,
yeah, big up to Playboy.
Done ready, but like I said, amazing point guard. The chemistry was there. But my 11th grade year, like I said, we had a great run. Another crazy fact that we used to do. Me and Cuffy used to have a block party every game. Nobody knew about it, but like that was back in the day when. Remember Sammy Sosa and Mark McGuire were doing the home run thing, like when they were going back to back every day for the home run record. So like I was Sammy Sosa, Cuffy with Mark McGuire, and every game we would have like a block party, and like we called blocks home runs. So that really kept us, and that was part of the culture we created, is just to keep the competitive nature on the team. Like we created this ourselves, just me and him, just doing the Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa thing. So like some games I had more blocks, some games he'd have more block, but I definitely think. The second year we did complement each other better than my first year at St. Joseph. Like the chemistry was way better.
That's true.
How was playing with Coffee? Like you said, when you got to Woodson, you used to look up to Coffee. Like, how was
Yeah.
playing with he now on the same team and in high school? How was that experience?
It was good, man. I like just playing with somebody like that, man. Like they push you, and we know sometimes people see Coffee and he looks quiet, and when you get to know Coffee, like he's very vocal, but he cares about his people. Like if you're in Coffee's circle, like you're gonna be taken care of. And at the end of the day, like he used to push me. Like if I'm not picking it up, even on the national team, like you probably see that a lot of time. Like he used to push me, like. Because the thing was like his expectations of me was higher. I think Coffee expectation for me was probably higher than I had for myself. Honestly,
Right.
Oh wow.
it was like kind of like a big brother little brother relationship. So I
Yeah.
definitely respected it, and he did push me in a lot of ways.
So when me and Tegan talk about this before, like being on a team with another good player like that, like or even good players, because it sounded like you had a good team. Some of the best teams I ever been on, like with some of the I would say this, some of the successful teams that I've been on, like our practices used to be better than games. Like how was our practice?
Our practice would be
I was just
intense.
gonna ask that same question. I was just gonna ask that question.
It used
That's
to be
crazy.
intense, man. Like because of course practice like it's like sometimes George used to switch it up just to keep the competition rate. So our practice would be definitely be intense. So because we had a lot of competitive people on the team. You got to think we have Coffee, we had Chris, super competitive, Playboy, myself. We had a lot of competitive people on the team, and like
Yeah.
our practice definitely used to get it probably wasn't like I heard y'all talking about like fights and stuff. We didn't have any fights in practice, but it was sometimes like people getting each other face and stuff like that. But it was intense.
Man, yeah, them when you got a good team like that, that should be the best part of the
That's the best
season.
ways.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
That's
best
true.
ways.
That's
Because
true.
it's all done in love. Because after practice, you back cool.
Yeah.
How was the camaraderie? Did I used to hang out outside of school? Like when we can come, I used to go Sun Yales and things like that.
Yeah, as a team, like we would always be around each other. So like at school, lunchtime we in a group around each other. Away from school, we used to be with each other. So like we like I said that my first year was it wasn't as connected as it was my second year. My second year, I think we really saw that as like a opportunity we had as a team, just working on that camaraderie and the friendship and just getting the mesh going as a team and getting to know each other. Like we definitely worked on it my second year, and we used to be around each other all the time.
I want people to hear that statement because I'm telling you, man, like when whenever like I've been on a successful team, everybody that on that team like well my best friend that year there. Like
Yep,
we did everything together, and
Yeah.
people don't realize that. Well, players don't realize how that help with the camaraderie on the
yep,
court. I become like one on the court. You know what I'm saying? And then also it'll help with like that's like I always got this man back. You know what I'm saying? If somebody beat it, like if somebody able to get wrong, I there for the help. You know what I'm saying? Like it'll just do something different to you on the team, man. It
yep.
really does. It really does. So if any young
That's
players
true.
that watching and you get on a basketball team, become best friends with your teammates, my son,
Yeah.
because it'll help when I on the court.
That's facts. I mean, like I said,
That is true.
that next year, like from I think from the time the season done, right, to the next year, like we were on the court with each other like every single day, and it's not even anything like anything Coach George had to set up. We were doing it ourselves. Like the of course the juniors when the seniors when I was a junior, coffee them class like they would always just get everybody together to play. We would always play, and that really helped because it's one thing to get like the flow of the game and to mesh as a team, but you have to be able to mesh as people too, away from the court.
Right.
That's true. That is true. We have a question here. How was your experience as a whole attending St. Joseph's?
The experience was good. Like I said, the school was welcoming to me coming from a public school. Of course, it was different, public versus private. St. Joseph, of course, was a Catholic school, so we used to have mass every Wednesday, and that
Okay.
was different for me because I never attended a Catholic school before because I grew up in a Pentecostal church. Of course, the Catholic church does it a little different, and that was different for me. So I had to, of course, get acquainted to that. But other than that, it was a good experience. Like I'll tell you this, my first year, I remember I said like Adoni was my partner. That's my boy. So we come from Central to St. Joseph together our sophomore year. So at the end of the school year, I remember the principal had bring me and him into the office. I was like, look, she was like, I don't know which one it is, but one of y'all ain't coming back next year. She was like, the way she was like, y'all running a terror in the school, both y'all can't stay in the school. So that split kid and play up right there, man. So
Jeez.
he had to go back to Central.
I was gonna ask this question, but I was just gonna say you said the school was real welcoming. How the students used to treat you like I could tell you my experience with in complex, but as Langalo said, the same my turn. This is your turn. You know what I mean? So tell me how the experience was like. How did the students, like as fans, treated you in school once your rise came?
They were like I said, they were cool. At the end of the day, it wasn't that much. Like our student staffing number wasn't as high as a Central, as high as a complex, right? So the school from 9th grade to 12th grade, it was small classes. Everybody knew each other, but at the same time, like everybody was cool with each other, you know, because everybody, it was like I said, it was a close knit, very small school. So they treated the basketball players real good. Like it wasn't like we were just celebrities, but they did treat us right. It wasn't anything negative, or they didn't see the basketball players as like, oh, they get away with everything. Like that's one thing we didn't want to come off as like being cocky or the athletes or the jocks of the school, because like I said, it wasn't a big school. It wasn't a lot of kids at the school. It was just, if I had to put a number, it probably was 120 students. If I had to put a number, which is
right,
you know, real small. If that pun, it might be less than that. So everybody knew everybody. Everybody talked to each other. The teachers were cool. It wasn't like they didn't treat you negative or gave you extra work or extra credit because you're a basketball player. They treat you like a regular student.
right.
He wasn't signing autographs like Pang. Pang signing autographs in high school, so you know, he had a different level. He signing autographs, Mountain. So
I think it was just different, man. I think when I came around in complex, complex like those first 2 years, we were trying everything. Like it feel like an episode of Saved by the Bell. That's how it was in high school. Seriously, like we used to try everything, man. Try everything. I kind of think like the student body, like the student president and the student body, they used to come up with some cool ideas for activities in school. So like they were trying everything because it was a new school,
right?
And we just needed to be different from Central. So they were trying everything, man. So that what made school so cool, man. School like I don't know how complex is now, but by far the baddest school I ever went to, my son. By far, any school.
so,
I used to always like what complex had for real. Minga like.
It was just different, man. It was
a breath of fresh air. You know, complex was a new school for 15, 20 years. People still call our school new school.
Yeah, that's true.
You said it right. Even it was like a breath of fresh air. Even though, like when I was in Central, like I really didn't go class in Central, like zero class. But in complex, I like out of 7 class, I used to go to like 4, you know. But in Central, I went to 0 class. So by the time I get to complex, I had to brushing that up a little bit. You know what I mean? I got better in complex. It was just different, man. I felt good.
This guy crazy, brother.
I being real.
He said, on the 7th class, I only went to like 4. Like
that's a come up.
Yeah.
Right. I promise you. I used to lime in Central. I used to lime on the top from morning to till school done till it's time to go practice for basketball.
Man.
I telling you, man, it's like Central. You couldn't get away with murder in Central.
This guy crazy, my son. This guy's a straight gangster. He talking about me, brother.
Oh,
This guy.
I could count on one finger how much time I've been in a fight, Mumbai.
All right, then we get back to Akeem. Okay, we don't want to go to that. We don't want to go in that late. So, how was that? How was it like finishing up that season, that your junior year? Because you guys had an amazing season. You know, you guys made a lot of noise. You know, a lot of noise.
That last year, my last year, St. Joe's, we lose that one game. That one game was a complex that we should have won. You know, like I said, we let a game get away. We let a game get away. You know, it was a home game for complex. It was referees that went to public schools, reffing against the
No,
private
no,
schools.
we can't do that. No, no, come on, man. No, no, man.
Oh my
Give
god.
give complex some credit, man. Give complex some credit. Credit. Big up to Rob. Big up to Neck. Big up to John St. Luce.
Yeah,
Big
man.
up to
Hey, but you know
Maynard,
what? Speaking of
brother.
morale, and this is the next thing that even that year and even before my junior year, we were playing in different leagues as a team too. Like I remember we had this league and we had come up with this thing called Savages, and that was my junior year. We used to call each other Savages, and it was like, of course, the St. Joseph team. Like we started playing in different leagues around the island and just pick up ball, and we used to run through that there too. But that definitely helped again with the chemistry that we created before my junior year.
So your come up is here. Everybody know about mountain and I didn't even notice until later on. So how was I'm only guessing that your year was so successful that somebody from Babylon wanted you to finish high school with them, with their
Mm-hmm.
team. So how was that? Who came up with the idea for you playing your senior season in Florida?
We were, even before then, I think because my junior year, was it my junior year or my sophomore year? I had played on the junior national team, and I know we played in a couple of tournaments. We played in St. Thomas in a tournament in Rock. We played a tournament in Wisconsin, but like I guess it was more, my name was getting floated around more often than it was before, and I'm trying to think who. I think it was Jarvis and Lockhart. Of course, they kept their relationship regardless, after all the
Yeah.
years. And Jarvis and Lockhart had talked because before I went to Florida, was supposed to go to Kentucky to live with another family in Kentucky. That was crazy, but that fell through. It fell through. I don't know. It was something fell through, but my mom wasn't like real, confident about doing that, right? Because there was really nobody that we really knew. But then Jarvis had talked to her about possibility of going to Florida to finish with Lockhart, and he telling her like Lockhart, of course, coaching up there. So Jarvis is the person who initiated it and spoke to Lockhart, and we were going back and forth, and then I eventually moved to Florida to finish my senior year.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know who you would have stayed with in Kentucky or where, but let me tell you, Kentucky, it would have been a lot of
Yeah.
exposure for you in Kentucky.
Yep.
That state
Basketball, that's crazy.
is
Yeah.
insane,
Crazy.
It's true.
insane. Then when I was in college, any teams that we play from Kentucky, it was like the most fundamentally sound team. Like
Yeah.
you just come in and you see a bunch of white boys on the court, and you think that, oh, today gonna be an easy day. No way. Them dudes won't easy, my son. They
Yeah.
eat. Number two, sleep basketball, my son.
Yep.
I'm
Kentucky big on
telling you,
basketball.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you the man,
Kentucky, Indiana, that's two big states on basketball.
and,
Crazy.
States, yeah.
and Ohio.
Ohio,
Yeah.
yeah. Basketball states, yep. That's
Yeah,
true.
but like I know Mumba asked me about it, my last year in St. Joseph, but we did have, like I said, we went 10 on. We lose one game. I can't remember what the record was. And next, this is a problem I think we need to. A next problem we have with our home is like the kids got to play more than 10 games, whatever it is. I can't remember how much games we play, but
It was a
that's
little
joke.
bit.
It's a joke. Like you can't prepare all year just for a couple of games. Like we have to do a better job to gain the kids to really build a resume. Like the amount of games we played, kids can't, like nobody could build a resume with 5
Right.
to 10
At,
games.
at least 21 games. It should be
Yeah,
at least
we need
21
that.
games.
Yeah.
And,
Gotta be
you
in the
know,
20s. Yeah.
Right. And the island's close enough to make probably like one high school, conference or league and do it that way. Like St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix, all those schools just, they play each other through the year and just make more games out of it. And if we go
Yeah.
to and then probably move into Puerto Rico to play like at 1 or 2 tournaments. Because I know
Yeah.
we didn't have enough game on St. Croix. So of course all the schools were going to the same tournaments around the different, like St. Thomas, we go to Puerto Rico in the same tournaments. Which was good because we had some good battles over there too, and
That's
we
true.
played different islands. But it needs to be something done to where kids could play more, man.
Right.
Play more,
And
yeah.
it should be incorporated while school going on.
Yeah,
Like at least you play like for exact, like when I was in Arta, we always played Woodson at lunchtime. For whatever reason, we played Woodson at lunchtime. it was insane because the entire school in
Yep.
the gym. Like
Yep.
you couldn't be no class was going on while we play. So the entire school there. So you should be able to play in each other home at least once at lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? Like if you playing, let's say like St. Joseph playing, we should be able to go St. Joseph once lunchtime, and St. Joseph come to our school lunchtime,
Yeah.
and then the third and fourth game maybe after school where
That's cool. Yeah.
the public could see. But if you could get a home game in school at lunchtime while school going on, where every student got to be there, I'm
Yep.
telling you, there was no games better than when we used to play Woodson, because the gym is rocking. You know what I mean? I mean, after school games, tournaments, and
Yeah.
sort of be the gym, there'll be packed. But imagine the whole school there in the gym, the whole school. There ain't no seat nowhere. I'm telling you, that's an environment that will be insane on high
That's
school
true.
level.
That's true.
They need to do that, man.
Yeah. You're right.
That's so true.
The student game, the student community game getting involved in the game better too. So that's better.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
like I said, there is no student in the school like out doing whatever. Everybody in the gym.
Yeah.
And and when you got home game, imagine however the school population is rooting for you. You know how
Yep.
hype you would get that your home crowd there. Oh my God. And then imagine for the other team, like when you have a player that feed off of the opposing team, that feed off of the home. Oh, are you cheering? Hey, gonna make are you quiet today?
Yeah.
And that person hype for the game. Oh man, it gonna make for an intense game. Unless you're playing like a team that gonna just fold, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just so much different things that they could just bring back the excitement for basketball. It just crazy.
Yeah, because
That's
complex used to have that tournament that start during lunchtime, and we used to go
right.
in lunchtime. The students
Yeah.
Right.
there.
You
Yeah.
ain't lying. You ain't
Yeah.
lying. I remember that
Yeah.
when we used to be in class, we could hear the gym rocking because two teams from Rock playing or two Rock and Central playing,
Yeah.
and we did in class. Man, I remember that for real. I forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, them games used to be hyper home. Ain't gonna lie, like the communities will definitely come out, and
Yeah.
like even like high school, like our high school games used to be round. They used to be packed.
It needs to be packed, man.
Yeah.
It
We
needs to be packed.
definitely
but
got to bring it
But
back.
Mumbai,
Man.
I know my last year, at St. My junior year, like we really wanted to play out again in the playoffs. And I know I had drop out, and
Yeah.
we ended up playing Good Hope in the championship, but we definitely wanted to play again like one more time just to settle like the best on the island.
You know, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we definitely wanted that, man.
Yeah.
We definitely wanted that. That
You
was
know,
our goal.
we should start doing too reunion games. Like like the school will get the graduates will get class reunion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We should start hosting like reunion games, like for every class when they hit their 10 years, the whole team come back home and
yeah.
play, if they could still play. But you know.
That's a good idea, though. That'd be fun.
I'm telling you,
That's a
man,
good idea. That's a great idea.
it
I
could
like
be
that.
a every year thing,
Yeah.
you just get as much players as you can, and if we gotta get some fillers,
Yeah,
because it might got somebody that just don't play ball no more, like zero,
right.
but we get somebody to fill the spot,
But
something we could.
what'll be good for that too is that if they do it, I'm trying to think the best way they could do it. But if they do, like, for example, you do like a class reunion, and then they have like a alumni game, and the alumni could be alumni versus the kids who playing right now,
Facts.
Yeah.
or a mix of both, and just call it the alumni game, and just put some of the older players with the newer players and mix up the team.
Right, that could be a thing, man. But
Yeah.
we need to definitely do things to make. I got this word from you, Mountain. We need to definitely do more things to make the game attractive again
Yeah.
for the kids.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is you have to make it attractive because, like, basketball was attractive to us at one time. Like I said, we all grew up hearing about Zorro and Tyrone and Timmy and stuff like, the kids leaving the island and going to different islands and playing sports and playing basketball. Like that kind of stuff really drove us to play the game. And like, we had people in front of us that really made it attractive to play the game. we just have to find a way to rebuild that on the island. We have to find a way because
Right.
we have a lot of talent. Like we have raw athletes in St. Croix, and like the teams we talking about, like we were playing, like when we all played each other in high school, Mumbai, like those teams could have went to the States and wrecked shop, like for real.
Facts. That's
Like my
facts.
St. Joseph team, your complex team, and the Central team, like even the Good Hope team that my last year,
It was
like
good, yeah.
we could have went states and wrecked shop. And that's one thing when I eventually moved to Florida, like it was a lot of gaps because I used to walk playing on the island around my people who to play hard, right? They to play every game like it's their last, and I come up to the States and some of my teammates just didn't have the heart. And that was one of the differences, which we're gonna get into in a second.
Like,
Yeah.
hopefully
I just
they could get back some of those private schools that closed down because
Yeah.
I know Good Hope ain't there no more, right?
nah.
Right. And then
Yeah.
when I was in high school, right when I get to high school was the last year St. Dunstan been around because when I was in junior high, we were still playing St. Dunstan. And I think the year after my last year playing JV, going up to varsity, I think St. Dunstan had resolved.
Right.
So if we could get back some more private school home, it would help with the league because you said we only playing like 10 games a year now. It could help with some of it could help with the season if they're able to
Yeah.
get like another at least another two school to participate.
Yeah, and then the thing is that you might have your regular season schedule, but then probably every school probably hosts a tournament, like because Complex had their tournament, Central had their tournament, but like probably have the private schools also host a tournament. That'll help with adding more games too.
Adding more
Um,
games.
I think just probably having the inter island schedule for the season, I think that'll be good, and just have one season for all three islands.
Yeah, that would be better. That
I
would definitely.
remember public school used to beat up on private schools so bad. Private school they used to start hosting their own tournament where only private school could play. I telling you, they used to host their own private school tournament where only private school could play. I don't know if they'll still do that.
Yeah.
They said Good Hope and Country they merge together.
Oh wow.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and then
I have
talk
no
about
idea.
the reunion games. I guess they did it with the Lady Barras, Kerry and them. They did
Yeah,
it with the Lady Barras, and also Zoro's mentioned, and that's I hear about this. They used to have Central Lunch League team come down to Complex and play the Lunch League team during lunchtime, and then
Yep.
Complex will
Yep.
go back up to Central. So that's
I remember that too.
yeah. Zoro said they did it for like 3 years. So
I did not know that.
yeah, that's a pretty good.
Man, different things that you could try, man, and all in the same process. Nobody can participate if you ain't get your grades in right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it'll give kids a little motivation to not only want to get better on the court, but do good in class. You know what I mean? And be solid on that. If a kid in get his grades in right, don't make you play. Be like stern on that. So like we could not only have great athletes coming out of the school, but we could have academically successful kids coming out of the school where
Right.
they could make it places after high school.
Yeah, that's true. Quick,
So
we have a question right here. Did the senior class leaving your junior year, the senior class leaving, impact your decision to actually play in Florida?
Not really. I honestly wanted to try something different. Of course, most of my teammates, because the team consisted of most seniors than anything else, right? So we really were losing majority of the team when Kofi them leave. But we were rebuilding. I know, it was rumors around that we had, other athletes coming, other basketball players coming to the school to enroll in the school. And I think after I leave, I think Borga went to the school too. I think Borga came the year after I left. But like I said, they were bringing more people in. But I just wanted to try something different. And I used to always hear about basketball in the States. I used to always hear about Lockhart as a coach. So I wanted to try something different. It went to hurt. And honestly, like just gain more, just looks from schools. I think that what really drove my decision was just trying to get more exposure from different schools.
Yeah.
Which ain't bad for our players. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We would love all players to stay and St. Croix and entertain us, but honestly and truly, it's all part of giving kids a different plateau to be successful. You know what I mean? And getting we all growing up lack the exposure.
right, right.
You know, so I don't think it's no bad vibes if for a child if he really is that good. You know, taking it abroad to finish the last year of high school in Babylon.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's true, man. Because at the end of the day, is the individual's career, is their career. You
Right,
know,
yep.
it's their life. Especially in sports, man. This thing don't last forever. You
right,
know, so
and we
you,
should never be salty about it.
yeah,
Never.
never, never. The only thing it'll do, it only gonna benefit the island more. To be honest
Right,
with you, because if they said, man, if we use Mountain as an example, because this is what we are, the subject right now we on. If scouts come to the game and see this guy, they'd be like, man, where this guy from? Virgin Islands, etc. St. Croix, St. Thomas, you know, they'll be like, man, do they have more athletes like that? And then next thing
That's
you
it.
know, they're
Yep.
interested in going back. So it kind of help. It's only going to help. It's never going to hurt the island.
Right,
You know,
right.
yeah,
it
and
helps everybody.
it's a less expensive way because we all know part of our struggles is finance and getting teams to play more tournaments abroad, getting high school teams. You know, a lot of our downfall is money. You know that we can't make it that far. Like we making it as far as St. Thomas. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Puerto Rico. We used to
True.
freak when I was in high school in Central, I should say. We used to frequent Puerto Rico. I don't think we went one tournament in Puerto Rico when I was in complex.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't do not one tournament in Puerto Rico when I was in complex. Not one.
Yeah, we went a couple.
Only tournament we did off island is Rock, and that
Yeah,
was only one tournament for the year. So that's the exposure that we need. If we could get more students in in abroad playing and gain like that's like Mumba
Yep.
said that question, do they have more talent like you in the Virgin Islands? Next year, scouts come into our high school
Yep.
games and
yeah,
things like that, and you see more of us, getting the opportunities that stateside get.
true that.
That's true.
So you make it to Florida.
Hmm.
You touched down. How was it like moving away from your family? Were you nervous?
It was tough. I ain't gonna lie. Just being away,
Imagine.
I ain't never been away from my mom my entire life up until that moment. So no matter, I start school early. So my senior year, I was 16, starting my senior year. Like starting the year, 16-year-old, just out his mom house. Like this, that's my first time being alone. I mean, being away from
Man,
my mom. So
that's
it
crazy.
was it was tough at first, but Lockhart, and his wife, Miss Linda Lockhart, rest in peace to her also. Like they welcomed me in like family. Like at the end of the day, like we viewed each other as family, and they treated me as family too. So they made it easy. And like I said, it was just a void of not having my brothers, my cousins, my family, my mom, and just not having them there. So that was tough. But other than that, they made it easy. They made the adjustment easy for me.
How was the adjustment for your mother? I know she had a high phone bill.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So I used to have, of course, the calling cards back in the day. It was a
Right,
calling card
right.
thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I had to
yeah.
have the
That's
calling
true.
cards.
Definitely nobody call the
I had to
cards.
have it because I didn't have a cell phone. So the calling cards were definitely love.
I imagine how far we come from the man. Like, boss, in college, I used to live at the gas station trying to find the best calling card. One that
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
don't bribe you for 300 minutes, and you make one phone call at St. Croix in 2 minutes. The calling card done.
yeah.
They're promising you 300 minutes for $10, and when you touch that phone, like 150 minutes done gone just by touching the phone.
Yeah,
All kind of calling card to choose from, my son. I that how far we come from with cell phone.
That's crazy,
Technology
man.
in general. Just think the last 20 years. There's some, we were doing papers on floppy disk back in the day. We're using typewriter. Like our kids will never know that we had corded phones. If
Yeah,
I if I had on the phone with a girl and me want my mother to listen to my conversation or hear the phone ringing, I got to call the movie theater, see what movie's playing, and tell the girl to call me at a certain time so that way the phone would beep in, I'll answer the phone, click over. You got to have tricks, but kids would never have that.
Wait,
They
wait,
would
wait,
never
wait,
have
wait, wait, wait. Explain that again.
That's a legendary trick you just said
Yeah,
right
yeah.
there, brother.
So if the plan is to call me at 10 o'clock, so at 10 o'clock on the dot, I'm gonna call the movie theater to like, you know, when you call the movie theater, they're gonna let you know the shows, the times, and it's just an automated message. So if a call come in while you listening to that, you're gonna hear the beep. So you just beep over, and then of course the person.
Oh, got
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Got you. Okay, I got you
Yeah,
now. I
yeah,
got you. That it went over my head the first time you said. So you don't want the phone to ring. So in like I go call up Pang and tell my girl call. You can call the movie theater. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, I don't think we could have did that in St. Croix in my time. Like I don't think we could call it movie theater. So this is when you was in Babylon.
yeah,
Got
yeah.
you. Got you. Man, Mountain know the tricks, man.
Hey
Mountain
man,
jumping, mountain jumping some
adjust to it,
gems.
man. You got to get creative sometimes.
So I grew up in a house with all boys. So I used to between me, Frenchie, his brother, and his cousin. I used to tell my son, I better get a phone before I touch down on it because once I get on, me coming off. We used to be fighting for the phone, my son.
Oh shit.
So you hit Florida.
Yeah.
How was it living with before we get into basketball? How was it living with Laka? Did he have other kids at the time? I know he had Randy and
Yeah, you know,
and
I mean,
Risa.
of course, his kids would come up every now and then. Of course, Miss Lakat, she had a daughter.
Mhm.
So, and her daughter was going to college then, so she would come every now and then, come back home. But you know, living like I said, living in the house was natural. It made it real easy for me to adjust to living in the States. It was easy, and then you know, as I started going to school, like when I started, you know, having my friends in school, it wasn't like they were just trying to lock me up. Like they still gave me the freedom to go out, but of course, you know, respecting their rules and respecting their house, I'll come home at appropriate time. But it was, you know, they made the living easy. It wasn't hard. It wasn't tough at all. And then school wasn't like, and in school it was a little different. Like, you know, of course I'm coming in, I'm tall already, and I still remember my first day coming to Florida. Like when Lockhart picked me up from the airport, we went to the house, we chilled for a second, and then he was like, "You ready?" And I was like, "What you want? What you talking about?" He was like, "Let's go to the gym." And I was like, "Let me go." So we in the gym. Of course, it's before school starts. So it's, you know, the football players are already at school, walking out. School ain't started yet, but they walking out. And Lockout got me in the drill in the gym doing drills, and the football players in and out. So the football players take that and they start spreading the word, like, "Oh man, we got a creative player coming to school." Like that's what it's called. They were like, "We got a creative player coming to school." I see him in the gym, like, and it was
It's
crazy. So, like when
crazy.
school started, like everybody already knew something about me from the school. So it was. I mean, the students definitely treated me right, and because I was cool with everybody, and then because of course you was an athlete coming in, but you know, coming in my senior year, like me and Lockhart stayed in the gym. We stayed in the gym because of course playing at St. Croix, like, you know, I really relied on my athletic ability, right? You know, super, like my thing was like my niche on the St. Joseph team was, you know, finding my spot to play defense and you know, locking on the next team, so to help with the team overall success, right? Because you have to understand your role. You know, I ain't on the team with like a Coffee, somebody like Chris. They're gonna shoot their ball, they're gonna get attempts. I might get 8 to 10 attempts a game. Like I make the best out of the 8 attempts a game, 8 to 10 attempts out the game, and then I could star on defense. Like that was my thing. I'll make sure I star on defense and shut down the offense, right? So coming into my school in MacArthur in Florida was different because now I'm like the go-to on that team. And then it was different things, of course, I had to work on before the season. And me and Lockout stayed in the gym. Like I shot 1,000 shots in the morning.
Wow.
When school started, I would shoot 1,000 shots, like 500 shots at lunchtime, and then after school, after practice, or if we didn't have practice before the season, I'll shoot the next 1,000 shots. So it was a plus. Of course, Lockout had the keys to the gym, so I lived in that gym, and I point so much work before the season start. Like I was feeling like the best I've ever felt, like as far as confident wise in my game and my ability to play the game, like going into the season, that was the best I've ever felt. And then of course, you know, the season start. My first game I played, you know, I think I had like 28. I had like a double, like 5 blocks. And in my
Nice.
mind, I was like, you know, this shit easy, man. I coming home like me, you know. To me, that the competition at home, mingle like that. I play and I play a lot against. I guess I play a lot against some good players, right? So it was some real good athletes in the state of Florida, like that ended up, going real far in their careers. But like the difference was like the heart and the want to play the game, the passion that we had on the island was different from that passion that they had. They played it just to play it. Like the players who really wanted it, of course, you can tell the difference because their game were more polished. They would get more, skill drills in. But if you just played on the team just to play on the team, like you didn't really care about it. But after my first game, it was killed it. The whole school came out because, like I said, it was like a lot of hype. The football players did an amazing job blowing my name up before the season started. And the thing is, like, they wanted me to play football, and Laka was like, nah, don't worry about football. You could get hurt. So I didn't go there for football. But when I think about it now, I should have probably given myself a chance to at least see what I did. But the football coach didn't really like Laka. Like Laka was blocking me from playing football from the jump.
You'd have been a good wide receiver.
Yeah, I was going off for that too. But
yeah, you'd have been a beast.
Yeah.
So your high school, you had like 3 different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
You had Central, you had St. Joseph,
Yep.
and then now you then public school in Babylon, or
Yep.
was it a private school, public or private?
Public school.
And then now you're doing public school in Babylon. So can you explain the differences between the 3 schools you went to? And I know St. Joseph, because it's a private school, that environment probably was more resembling when you went to Babylon, like how, I don't know, it's just like a different vibes when you by the time. So it probably helped you transition to the states, like. But kind of relate the 3 and tell me the differences between the 3 schools that you went to.
Well, of course, I start with Central. So Central is a public school. We know public school is definitely different from Central is definitely different from going to St. Joseph. I'll tell you that. Like, of course, Central, you might got to fight every single day. Every day somebody fighting. And it could go down anywhere. Don't have to be a sorting place. It can go down anywhere in Central. St. Joseph, it wasn't really no fights at all. Everybody really got along. We had a couple situations in school, but it wasn't nothing like what we're used to seeing in Central. In my time going in public school, because I guess just looking at my whole time in school, like I started in Grove School, then I went to Christian Academy. So I actually left Grove School. My mom put me in a private school, elementary. And I finished elementary at a private school. And then I went back to a public school in Woodson, went to Central, and then I went to St. Joseph, which, like I said, St. Joseph was a different culture, but it was more similar to like what I was used to in elementary. So it wasn't anything that was like a culture shock to me. It was easy to get along with the atmosphere in school. But then, of course, when I went Babylon and went Florida, it was definitely different in every sort of way. Like, to me, it was just open. It was more open. The students had more like freedom. It wasn't like lockdown. Like that school we went to had open lunch. So like at lunchtime we could leave the campus, right? So
wow,
that was new to me, right? So it just felt like it was just more freedom there. But as far as like the students, of course, now I'm in school with different races, different cultures, but I think just going to the different schools I've been to, like, like you said, Pong, like the Central, then going to private school in St. Joseph, that really did prepare me to adjust easier to the culture in the States.
Central had open lunch too. They had holes in the system in every corner of Central, so they had open lunch too.
Yeah, the unofficial open lunch.
Yeah.
Hey, McDonald used to get a long line at Central. And Pizza Hut used to get a long line at Central students, my son.
Yeah, they make a lot of money off their students, brother.
Yeah, and they had Midland. Midland used to get rum.
Midland used to be crazy for the food. So, like, did the school have like pep rally? I know pep rally is more for football, but some schools have pep rally for basketball. So, like, how was that? Like,
and that's the thing. Like, just the overall school culture, I wasn't used to that. Right, as far as like you said, like the pep rallies, the student, the student body teams doing like different events for the school, and the spirit team doing the events for the school. Like, I wasn't used to that. Like, that was definitely new for me. So, but I enjoyed it. Because it was something different, and it kept me going.
Right. And go ahead.
No, I'm saying like when we have them rivalry games in St. Croix, so it used to be good. It used to be intense, but the rivalry games up here, like it gets crazy sometimes. I know it wasn't like that when I went to the school in Florida, but when my brother went to the same school, it had got so crazy that they had to have a basketball game with no fans, just the players, coaches, and the
Wow.
referees, because because the the students from the two schools, they hated each other, and those two communities hated each other, and it was like a fight that happened, and it was a threat that was made that they had to take serious, so they didn't even do it. And
what was the name of the school? The rivalries?
MacArthur High School.
Oh, MacArthur.
Yeah.
What's the high school you went to? The name?
MacArthur.
Oh, what's the rivalry school for MacArthur?
For that one was Hallandale Beach.
Hallandale Beach. Okay.
Yeah. And then you know what? Akil Lewis from St. Thomas, he went there.
Not when you were there though.
When he went, he actually was there. I think Akil was there the year before I come. He had done leave by the time I come up there.
Mumba, we need to get Akil on because Akil got story too. Akil was nasty.
He was
nice.
Nasty, yeah.
He was
nice. He was nice. He was a beast.
That dude was a scoring machine.
He was a beast.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
he used to run
facts.
their numbers up easy.
So go ahead.
Go ahead, Pan. Go ahead.
So your celebrity status, it didn't take long for your celebrity status to just shine at MacArthur. Like
Yeah, like I said, I was a cool, laid back, chill dude, but like I said, some of the football players and they still communicate with me to this day. Like they were cool people too. And they just they blowed it up. They blew me up.
That's good, man.
How did that feel coming from Lille St. Croix, St. Joseph, like people, even coming from St. Joseph, people still rooting for Complex and Central. You know what I'm saying? They're really rooting for St. Joseph. No, you're in a school where like the whole school got your back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially now that you're a star. Like, how was that? Like, like you said, did it blow your head up? Did it? What kind of pause did it make you?
I don't, because it didn't blow me up because I really didn't notice it till like after the fact. Like I guess the status I had in school, I didn't really notice it till after the fact. But at the same time, like I was humble to it. I'd never been like a just cocky person, or I still took it in stride. So it wasn't crazy, but just the team pride and just the school pride as well, I say was a huge difference. Like you go to the school, you represent the school. Like people were wearing their jerseys outside of school, like on weekends, t-shirts, and that was different to me. Like we didn't have that at home. Like we didn't have t-shirts with Central High School, like anybody. Well, I guess we did have it. People were printing shirts, but like just the student body and their parents who went to the school before, like it was like a team. It was like a school pride thing, and the school pride was part of the culture. And I think every school in the state has that.
That's a good idea in the mountain.
Yeah.
Like because colleges and high school up here, and they have like a school pride store.
Yeah.
Where you got products and stuff like that. Like St. Croix definitely need that. Complex, Central, Island School.
You got the Walmart. The local Walmart probably has the local high school gear.
High school,
right?
That's true.
It do. I mean, that's a good idea. And they need to start that at St. Croix.
That probably be real big.
That's money coming to the school, to help with trips and stuff like that. Help with books and computers and and stuff like that. Man, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Sell the jersey them. That'd be nice.
That would be nice too.
So you had a spectacular first game. How was the follow-up game?
So the first game was good, and I remember the next day, Laka, I was in the locker room before school started, talking to him and the other coaches in the office and the for the athletic facility, and they would say, "Oh man, Akeem, you got these schools going crazy." So like, because the AD for the school, he was like, "We got schools already calling about you, trying to figure out who you was after one game," and that's the exposure that States has. Like, they probably was at the game watching somebody else, and the message, I guess the word spread like wildfire, and then next thing you know, like I start having, schools like that same week, I would gain letters from like I remember like UConn, Auburn, Pittsburgh, like. It was some like big names, and like that was new to me. Like I had like little schools when I've been in St. Croix with schools like sending me recruiting letters, but it wasn't anything on the level as like UConn. Like UConn was like national championship UConn back in them days, right? So that was definitely new to me. And then the hype in school, of course, that the student body got to see me play. So of course they were ready for the next game. Next game came, and I had another amazing game.
Well, go ahead. So that
no, go ahead.
So like with every success story, every great story, there's always tragedy.
Yeah.
And your tragedy came early,
Yeah.
especially after receiving letters from just in no time, and receiving letters from UConn and big schools
In a week.
in a week time. So you had a early tragedy in your in your senior year. Like can we touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. So
Like
like, and it was my second game because first game was good. Everybody hype, team hype. We got good team, a good feel in the locker room. Second game, we up against one of the best teams in the conference, and they had two big time players. They had one dude who was like 6'11", and they had a shooting guard,
Jeez.
and he was nice. Mingle like he was nice, and
any names that we might know?
nah, I don't think there's any names that you might know. I know they both played professional overseas, but they didn't make it like to the league and stuff like that. I know
What
one
about
one was
college? What about college? What college
you
they
know what,
went
you
to?
might know one punk. He went to North Florida, LaRoche.
He went to UNF.
He went to UNF back in the day.
I will
After high
got
school, he went UNF.
I will got Loki up.
Yeah, Alan LaRoche.
Alan
He was real
LaRoche.
good. And like we hearing the name, so the whole time we were practicing, preparing for them, and the game start. I was killing them. Tall quarter, we were up by like going into the tall quarter, we were up by like 13, 15 points. And in the tall quarter, I had an open lane because I had an open lane in the game all year, and the 6'11" dude jump and I laid up over here. But in my mind, I was like, if he try me again, I'm dunk on him. So I had a open lane. I cut to the whole gap pass and I went up, probably take off from like the dotted line. And we went, he bumped me a little bit, but I dunk it and he two-hand. But my momentum, I was going so hard. My momentum had my entire body forward, and I holding the rim. You check. And me, up to this day, I don't know why. In my mind, I know it is. I was thinking about the refs. The refs used to always want to tee you up real quick for being on the rim. So like I let go of the rim before my body came back, balanced. So because my momentum was pushing all the way forward. So when I let go of the rim, my body was like pretty much upside down. So when I fall, I tried to catch myself, put my hand down, my wrist down, and I broke my wrist. So at that moment, like I didn't, because I thought I just fell and I was gonna get back up. So when I went to get back up and I looked back, my hand was like turned the other way. Like it was nasty. Like my wrist, it was crazy. Like if you look at my wrist right now, I don't know if you can see right here. Like it's still kind of to this day, like kind of not set right. But my hand was on the other side. You check. So when I see that
Jeez.
the players around me start like freaking out, like, oh my god, like going crazy. And I see Lockhart just put your hand on your face, like, and I don't know. I was like, man, it hit me that like this might be over. He came over, he held my hand, and when he held my hand, I still remember. I tried to set my hand back in place, guy. I couldn't watch it. It was crazy.
That's
I
crazy,
like,
bro.
I kind of like twist my hand back, but it was still dislocated,
Mm.
and the pain was like I've never had a broken bone in my life, and that was my first broken bone ever. And like the pain was crazy. And when the ambulance came and took me to the hospital, I remember asking the paramedic. I was like, "Is my season over?" She was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, son, it's probably a done deal." I still remember her still telling me that, and I was like, "Man," when she told me that, like, I won't crying for the pain of like having a broken wrist. I was crying because like all the work I just put in, all the
Yeah.
the hard hours that I put in the gym, like it just feel like it was going to waste. Like
That's tough.
if it, like just to hear like my season after I put in all this work, I moved from home for like a better opportunity to get better exposure. Everything was going the right way, and then this freak accident happened. Like freak accident, like in every shape of the name, shape of the word. Like it slowed me down. And I remember when I got to the hospital, um, after they set my wrist, I was drugged up, and my teammates came and I asked them if we won. We lost. We lost. The team came back and beat them and beat us. But I was more mad at that than anything else at the time. But the whole time, I had to rehab for 6 weeks. With a cast on my hand, and it was like I said, every disappointment ends up being a blessing because you never know. I remember talking to my mom about it. I was like, man, I was trying to get a big school. All these schools was writing me after the first couple, after the first 3, 4, after the first month when they found out about my injury. Like they let us stop. It ceased. It was slowed down. So
Yeah.
that really hurt. That also hurt because I was trying to get to like a big program and get somewhere nice. And my mom was like, Akeem, like, don't worry about it. Like, you still have time to work, and you can find yourself in a situation where you can still get to a nice D1 school and get there. So, I just kept positive. Tried to keep positive anyway. But during that time, I really took the time to really work on my left hand. So dribbling with your left hand, shooting, laying up with your left hand. Like I used to be at every practice. Like I'm still practicing, still there with a cast on my right hand, but my left hand, I'll just be there practicing the whole time, dribbling, shooting, laying up. And then when I get cleared to play, um, the doctor didn't. Well, actually, the doctor did not clear me to play. Like me and Lockhart, I tell Lockhart that I was feeling better, and Lockhart let me play. If Miss Linda had found out about it, Lockhart have been in trouble. But we play, and I came back playing. My right hand definitely could. I had no motion. It was like limp. So when I came back playing, it was really just playing with my left hand. And I still remember coming back playing. I still putting up good numbers with one hand and shooting. I talking about shooting free throws with my left hand, laying up with my left hand, like doing everything with my left hand. Like the other team used to always be like, "Oh, he's a lefty. He going left." In my mind, I was like, "Man, if you only knew."
Yeah,
I'm only going left because I have to go left. But like I said, I think that injury really helped me like strengthen my game on my left hand. But like it was still tough to swallow because I came back on the back end of the season, and we won the first game, lose the second game, which I broke my hand, and the team didn't win a game until my first game back from injury. Like the entire time, the entire 6 weeks I was out, they lost. And it was over Christmas break, so we had a pause. But every game that they played after I got hurt, they lost every single one. Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, it took a serious blow, man.
Yeah, it was, but like I said, every disappointment was a blessing because like I still pushed myself too. I didn't quit, and I grinded through.
How was your mental when you were walking around in school in a cast? Like, how was the treatment? You know that you just get to the school, you had you went after a good start. Like, how was the student body treating you? Like, now that you were in a cast?
They were still cool with me. They were still upbeat with me, and I think they helped me through it because at the end of the day, they knew I was hurt, and they were hurt with me, because they wanted to see me play more and wanted to see me dominate more. But they helped me out through it. Like some of my friends that I had through that time, like they really helped me out through it.
Man, cool, man. That's definitely a experience at that young age because
that was tough.
Here you got a promising career about to take off because really and truly playing ball in the Virgin Islands, like it's one hype. It's a different type of hype, it's more local. But now your hype is more national because you could have turned out to be one of the best player in the state of Florida. You know what I'm saying? And let's say, make it to state. The type of recruit that'll be at state is insane. And I went to a state basketball tournament and just the environment. You would think you're there in the Olympics. You would think you're there in like a college tournament or something. This like the state tournaments is insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's game from the top of the morning all the way to the end of the night because you got the best team in the whole state of Florida here.
Yep.
We about to find out who's the best team. This one weekend. Or is it?
They got the different classes. You got
different classes.
Yeah, 7A, 6A, 5A, 9A.
The state championship always in one location in
one
the
location,
state.
And
the school body, like the student body, like we talk about the school pride. Like for that day, if the school's playing that day, you could get early, go to the game,
traveling and
support the team. Yeah, so
support the team,
that's the next good thing that they do for the schools when they do make it to the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
imagine what could have turned out for you, man. We could have been looking at you and UConn and Kentucky or Duke or honestly, man, because Mountain, even with that little separation, that little timeout that you had, by the time you make it to college, your game was already like by far. You could have deemed yourself as the best player coming out of the Virgin Islands. Like ain't really nobody like had seen you like when, and it's after high school. That's really like my first time coming around you because when you were in high school, I think your last 3 years in high school, I think I was done in college.
Yeah, you done been in college.
Yeah, you've been in college.
So you like I didn't really know of the Mountain that everybody knew about.
Right.
You know what I mean? So by the time you come around me, like I was like, man, Mountain nasty, man. You had a nice jump shot. You had mid range and you could hit the 3 ball. You know what I'm saying? But I think everybody used to focus on your jumping abilities because
Yeah.
that really was stand out. Nobody never seen nobody jump like that
Right.
before.
Yeah.
So that really stand out. But like you were really skilled for your size, and people like you were like our like Kevin Durant. Honestly, you could score like anybody your size, you could get around them. Anybody your size and up, I should say, you could get around them. And anybody smaller than you could just post them up, shoot over them. You know what I mean? That's really how unique you was. Like
Yeah.
you and Coffee was like the same size. Coffee game was more like a blend of skill and power. Because Coffee was always strong, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Coffee was Coffee was posting people up in high school, you know what I'm saying? And that really wasn't his position. But you was more like a guard like skill, like a point guard to like a three, maybe a little four.
Yeah.
Coffee was like more like in the range of a four and a three. But you could have really like from one, you could have been a point guard, you could have been a shooting guard, and you could have been like a slasher. You know what I'm saying? And you had like a unique skill about you. And like imagine if you didn't break your wrist, my son.
I
Like
think you hit it on
seriously.
the head. I think you hit it on the head when you said like Kevin Durant.
I'm
You
telling
know,
you, man.
But you
that's
know,
I'm
like
telling you.
when I get to Florida, that's what Lockhart had tell me. He was like, you're not gonna play post. Like when I like it was nothing but guard drills. Me and him would just do guard drills. And when I played on the team, I was a 2 and 3. I played shooting guard and small forward with Lockhart.
yeah.
And that's a good thing that he did because, for example, we had stuff so twisted back then in St. Croix,
Yeah,
Virgin Islands
yeah.
period. Because I was the biggest man on this team,
You gonna play down low.
I gonna play down low.
Yeah.
But once you get to the States, like you're the biggest man in St. Croix, but now you gonna see it like a true 7 footer
Yeah.
in
They
high
got real
school.
centers, real power forwards.
Or yeah, or a 6'11" or a six. Now I gotta start all over trying to switch up my position. And so he was preparing you not for like he was preparing you for college and beyond.
Yeah.
Because when
Yeah.
you get to college, let's say you get to a good school, you really would have been playing. You really would have been like for your size, you'd have been like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah, he would have been a tree.
Yeah.
He'd have been a tree for sure. Yeah, that's tough, man. Cause telling your story, I'm like, man, cause you had like the perfect, that probably want you to get stronger, but besides that, you how tall you was like 6'5", 6'6",
6'6", yeah.
6'6", man,
6'6".
6'6", and like you say, you shoot 1,000 shots. So I know your jump shot improved a lot from since when you left St. Croix, man. And like Pang say, you could handle the ball, you a slasher, you quick, you could jump, you athletic. And it's funny you said that about UConn because that's a lot of players. That's the type of players UConn always recruit.
Right.
That's you're the prototype, So
Yeah.
you'd have definitely been into a nice school, man. That's what's tough. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I still push through the season. We're still good.
Yeah.
We still make it to the playoffs. We win the first game, the first round, second round. Second round, we play the same team. I break my wrist against. So of course I wanted, and I really wanted that game. And I remember we played that game and we get kicked out. That was my last game of my high school career, and the team, I think we scored like 42 points. Out of the 42 points, I had like 24.
wow.
And the next person after me had like 4 points. And we done the bus ride home, and it's already tough for me because I remember when I get about that game, I done been in a emotional. Cause that's my last game. I still trying to figure out what's next for me. We done the bus, my teammates, they having a great time, just laughing like it's nothing, talking about what we doing tonight. So like that whole bus ride home just made me like really realize like, man, these dudes ain't really serious. And I remember I still even though they were my friends, I didn't talk to none of my teammates after my last game in basketball for like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I walked past them straight in school and I didn't talk to them because I was hot because I out here playing with one hand, trying to go through the playoffs and keep us going. And I having a great I just having fun. I ain't taking the game serious. That was my last high school game. I don't care. So I just saw them different. But I had to get over that. At the end of the day, we still became cool. But I was, the competitive nature in me did not allow me to talk to them for 2 weeks at all.
So you shared this with me a while ago. So in the time when you break your hand, like how was that experience? Now that here you just realizing that you could go far with this. So the letters stop coming,
Mhm.
the recruits stop coming to the game and things like that. How was that for you? Like how did that feel?
It was tough accepting that reality. It was really tough because, like I said, in my mind, like I'm coming to Florida to play on the Lockout, a great coach, to get good exposure to move me to the next level, to get to the collegiate level. I wanted to make sure I secure a scholarship, and the walk I point, like coming into the season, like it just feel like it was a waste. Like it was tough. Like I said, it was tough for me to swallow. Like, it took me a long time to really get over like just the injury, like not just being injured, but just the mental part of like this really happened, and it took a minute, and I'm glad the injuries, it took me 6 weeks to stay out. The entire 6 week time, it allowed me to like mature more mentally, and like I said, throughout my entire career just playing basketball, like I've had a lot of disappointments to where it was more on me just maturing mentally than me maturing and working on my game. It was more of the mental part. Because if I couldn't get over that hump and that obstacle in my way, like I would have never made it to where I'm at right now. Because
That's
those
true.
disappointments like helped build me to where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
Like
those are yeah.
right now when I look back at it, like me and my mom had conversations. She was like, even though, and this is even when I went to JUCO, like she was like, even though you didn't go to a D1 school, like you still have the opportunity. Like she would still be optimistic and keep me optimistic, which is another good trait I took from her, is like just always stay optimistic. Like
Mm.
like she's always saying like if you went to like a D1 or a UConn or a Pittsburgh, like with those big schools and those big college towns, like who knows what happened to me in that town? Like who
Right.
knows what
True.
happened? Like I probably
That's
went
true.
there to play basketball, but got caught up in something else.
Yeah,
It
get
happens all
lost
the
in the
time.
sauce somewhere.
Yeah, it happens all
Yeah,
the
that's
time.
true. That's true.
So go ahead, Mom.
Um, while you was playing basketball in high school, when did track come in? How that all came together?
The truck came in because I know the truck coach used to always see me play. He know like I was super athletic, and he used to always tell me like you'd be good in track, and I ain't really paying attention. We had track and field at home, but like I wasn't really into track and field like that. So he was
And
like, just come out there one day with me.
and don't get twisted. In track and field, they don't mostly just run. Track and field a little different up here. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They got
Yes.
more. They got more
Events.
events in track and field.
Yeah.
In St. Croix and the Virgin, they don't just run.
Right. And that's what we used to. I was seeing that. So like he was like, just come out there one. He said, come out there one time with us. So I went out there, practice, and he was like, I'm gonna have you doing all the jumps. So I was doing long jump, triple jump, and high jump. And then he had me on the 4x4 team every now and then, right? So I remember like just walking out, trying to jump over the bar for the high jump, and I'm like, man, this is frustrating. Like I could jump, but like I can't go over the bar. Like so, I had to learn eventually through the season how to really like maneuver, right? Because after my first track meet, I honestly couldn't like over five. I couldn't jump over 5'10", and I was like, my whole technique was wrong. I was trying to get my entire body over 5'10". You can't jump over 5'10". That's ridiculously crazy. So I had to really start thinking of like how to be different with my jumping. So I start learning different things. I used to jump, and they used to call it, I don't know if I know what a scissor kick is in track and field with high jump. I used to start scissor kicking. That's when you jump and you just like pretty much you get both legs over the bar and you just kick over. And you jump in straight up. So I used to start scissor kicking 5'10", 5'11", 6 feet. And then, I eventually started getting better and better. But my first track meet was terrible. I was like, man, I'm not going to do this again because I'm not good at looking crazy. I was looking crazy, like I was looking bad. I hate being embarrassed,
He started
especially
looking
doing something
crazy.
that's new.
He said he ain't good at looking crazy.
Yeah,
Hey,
started looking crazy.
so let me ask you a question. I'm glad
What
you
is this?
dare here to ask you this question. One question I've been dying to ask you. Whenever I used to watch track meet and watch people do high jump and they hit that bar with their head, I always want to know, does that hurt? Have you ever hit your head on that bar? And
No,
does
I
it
never hit
hurt?
my head on the bar.
Is the bar heavy?
It gets some weight on it, but it ain't that heavy. It gets some weight on it though, so it can stay still.
So when people hit their head on that, do you think it hot?
Because if they jump in directly into it, I think I definitely think it'll hurt. Because it got good weight
Man,
on it.
I used to be laughing when somebody. I was wondering, I wonder if they had the hot when they hit this bar. Amazon.
It's a lot of technique. It's a lot of technique when it comes to the jumps. Like the high jump, like I started figuring it out. I gonna get a bar, by the back of, pretty much by my bottom, and then I gonna just flip back. So I start using that maneuver. But there were people who were just getting the bar, but they shorter and they were flexible. I wasn't that flexible. There were some people who had amazing flexible abilities, and they would just kill it. With me, it was just I would just jump in high and just trying to flip over. But I ended up breaking the school record. And track, I was, I ended up being more successful that year in track and field than I was in basketball. Like the accolades, I had more accomplishments. I was in the newspaper for track and field. The entire time. They actually had a write up on me for track and field. And I think Lockhart probably still get a newspaper clipping. I was trying to find it, but I couldn't find it. But they had a write up on me, like me coming from St. Croix and becoming successful at track and field. I'm being one of the best athletes in the state. Like it was big to see that.
Wow, man.
But yeah, I had the school record in high jump, triple jump, and long jump my last year. I break the school record, but my brother, who ended up going to the school, ended up breaking. I think he break 2 out of 3.
Wow.
So I still get one of the records. I still get a high jump. I think Akeem still get the long jump and the triple jump. But track, like I said, it was nice. I was embarrassed after the first meet, and I was like, I done. And then Laka was like, well, you ain't gotta do it, but I ain't cool with you quitting. So I figured it out, and I started getting better. I started getting better at technique, and it was good. The state, I make it to the state. I get what, 3 medals. I got a medal on each jump. High jump was my best event, but the day of the state event, it was this dude from the Olympics, Team USA. He was there. He was like, man, I've been watching you all year. You got to change your technique to this. And so he kind of changed my technique, and I was listening to him. He messed me all up. Meaning like, look, messed me up. I ended up placing, I think, third. But I had an opportunity to win. But if I would keep doing it my way, but Laka was so vexed at that dude.
I know he was vexed, yes.
Laka was hot. He was hot. Like, you were telling the man, don't talk to here. Like, he went to cruising mode quick. But it was fun. Like I said, it was fun. It was
so
nice.
Wait. He was watching you all year or all day, he said?
All year.
So he already on the Olympic team?
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's big time, man.
Right.
That's big time.
Yeah, we had a that year in Florida. That was an amazing year for like just track and field athletes. We had people like Sonia Richards. I don't know if y'all know Sonia Richards. She was a beast. So she came out my year too. So she won. I think she had like 8 events. Out of 8 events, she won 7 gold medals. The same thing she was doing in the Olympic is what she was doing in high school.
Yeah, she's a beast, man.
It's crazy. And it was a next dude who was a sprinter. He ended up being a sprinter for Team USA later down the line. So track in Florida is huge. It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge in Florida. That's an amazing accomplishment by you, man. For that,
right.
1 year and you broke records.
Yeah.
Just we could say for fun, but just imagine if you was like you kind of focus on track. You know how far you would have been in that too.
Yeah, track. Like I said, I didn't even want to do it. I just went on a limb and tried, and it was great after that.
Where is, I know for basketball, state is held in Lakeland.
Lakeland, yeah.
State was held
Gainesville?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't too far from us because they usually have it. They switched the year. I think that year they, instead of having it in North Florida or Central Florida, they had it in South. So we had it. We had it in Coral Gables. That's what it was.
Coral Gables.
Okay, nice area. Yeah.
Coral Gables. Yeah, but like I said, it brought me some exposure on the track side too, because I had opportunity to go to big schools on the track and field side too. But I really wanted to, track and field was something I did for fun. Like as good as I was at it, I still didn't really take it that serious to be committed to it. Honestly, I still wanted basketball.
Basketball. Wow, man, that's amazing. That's crazy.
How was like graduation day for you? How was that? Did your family came up and how was that?
My mom came, my grandfather, most of my family came. My dad even came from New York, so it was good. It was a good feeling too, because my family, ain't too many people before me had graduated high school or even attempted to go to college at that particular time, right? So me doing it and me being the oldest, like I always wanted to set that example for my younger siblings. Like always wanted to at least give him the template of what to do and what not to do in life, because I want to live it first, so that way I can let him know.
So Dwayne Crowes that asks, how did the girls treat you differently from St. Croix to Florida?
I mean, girls gonna be girls, you know. At the end of the day, I mean, I think when I first started going to school in MacArthur, it was, you know, you're the new any school. If you're the new kid, you're gonna have a lot of attention. It's like you're the unicorn, especially with me coming from the islands
And you were
and St. Croix
literally
in
a
particular,
unicorn.
huh?
You was literally a unicorn in
I
every
was.
way.
But the thing is, like, it's Florida, so it's multicultural already. So it's not like, oh, he's from the island, so he different. Like, it was plenty of island people in the school. It probably won a lot of cruising. I was only seeing people only pausing from the VI, but I got along with all the Haitians, all the Jamaicans, and them. You know, them Haitians crazy. That's some good people that you need them on your side, and I had them on my side. They were some most of the most down to earth, ready people. Like, they ready to ride, and the Jamaicans, you know, Jamaicans were cool too. So the good thing about that school and in Florida in general, like I said, is multicultural. So it's a good mix of everything.
Man, that's good, man. Sound like you
Yeah,
had
man.
like a good. I'm glad for the man that he had that experience, because we definitely need that experience for our kids, man.
Yeah,
And I'm glad you available to share that with us, because I
It's
know a
true.
lot of people didn't know these things about you.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
So because of the tragedy, it slowed you down a little bit. You know,
hmm
all the recruits them stop checking in on you and whatever. So how was that process of getting into college? And well, you touch it all, yeah. You ended up in JUCO. So tell us, how was the process of that JUCO? Why you how you end up in that JUCO,
that
and
JUCO.
why?
So the JUCO, I still so before I left MacArthur, like I still had opportunity to go to like D1 schools. I had offers from like, you know, like Murray State. Like Coach T was big on me since St. Joseph, since, you know, recruiting Cuffy and all. So he liked the chemistry that me and Cuffy used to have. He used to always tell me, like, you know, that it can be only big on a bigger stage in college. So Coach T used to always be in contact with me, and Murray State used to always, you know, they never stopped. And then I had FAU, and FAU coach like loved me, like they
Hey,
loved me
you.
at FAU. So I still had opportunity to still go to, like, you know, decent D1 schools. The one thing I would say, like, you know, with the viewers watching, and if there's any kids, like you want to make sure with the AC, like the ACT and the SATs, first of all, you want to take those serious. And
That's
then
true.
the second thing is, like, the
Tell
minute that you become eligible to take those tests, like, go ahead and knock it out.
I
Don't
was
wait
just
till the
about to
end.
say, you shouldn't
Yeah.
wait till 12th grade. You should start
Yes.
taking your test them in 11th grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
I should have done had these test scores and tests done before I went to the States. And like my downfall was I didn't take the test till like the last test, and I didn't get a score I needed to go to a D1 school to make me eligible for D1. So of course that was another disappointment. I was like, damn, I'm still trying to make it. So I was trying to go, you know, make it to D1, and that was on me. But, you know, it's a learning lesson. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes you go through stuff to teach other people.
That's
So
true.
like that's one thing. Like, young athletes, like, as soon as you're eligible to take the ACT and SAT, you have to make sure, just go ahead and get out the way. Go ahead and
Yeah.
take. Because the thing is, like, after you take it the first couple of times, if you don't get the score, you can keep taking it till before you graduate. So you
Right.
got to knock it out.
You
Yeah.
could take it as many times as you want. So
Many times. Yep.
you want to get better and better and better. So by the time graduation come around, and
Yeah,
that, you know, you're ready to get into the at D1.
yeah, yeah. So, like, you know, I couldn't go to the FAU, but the coach used to still recruit me at Allen JUCO. But I was gonna sign with Murray State, and then, like I said, I didn't get the score. So Coach T, like, one of his old coaching peers that he had from back in the day, was actually a coach at this JUCO in Georgia. So he was like, let's get you in JUCO. You know, you can do 2 years of JUCO, then you become eligible to go to transfer out to a D1. So that was the plan. So I was gonna go to JUCO in Georgia, and then, you know, do my 2 years, and then transfer to Murray State. So while doing that, so as soon as I come to JUCO in Georgia, the coach that I came to play under, who was cool with Coach T, accepted a job offer like at another school, like I think at a D1 school. So he left JUCO. He had to do what's right for him. I couldn't, you know, I can't blame the man. So it was a better
Yeah.
opportunity. He did what's right for him and his family. You know, he made the decision to leave. So it was a new coach, which the new coach was still cool. So while playing the 2 years, I think during that time, what happened? I think the Coach T retired. Something happened. I think he had retired from Murray State. Something happened.
No, he went to a different school. He got a job offer
He
somewhere
did go.
else.
He went to, what was it, Mississippi State or something like that?
Mississippi State. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
he did
That's
go to a
cool. Yeah.
different school. So like the Murray State thing definitely didn't fall through. But, like, you know, my 2 years in JUCO was real good. Like, my JUCO team was real good. Like, we lost 5 games my first year and 3 games my second year.
Wow.
Like, we had an opportunity to win the national championship in JUCO, but we fell short. But we had a great team, and I remember my coach had called me to the office like my sophomore year, and he was like, "Do you know the type of people watching you the game?" He was like, "I was like, what? Just probably a couple schools," and he was like, "I'm not talking about schools." He was like, "There's like scouts at the game." I was like, "What type of scouts?" He was like, "NBA scouts." So like I remember it was like NBA scouts from the Hawks and from the Spurs that was at my game, and my coach would talk to them after the game and before the game, but he knew they were there for me to see me play, and that was another crazy opportunity that I had to play in front of course, these scouts, not just scouts for schools, but pro scouts now.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
that was good. But I did those 2 years, and then I ended up going. I had an opportunity to go back to Florida, to go to FAU, but I made a decision to stay in Georgia, and went to Columbus State. The recruiting was good, but then at that particular time I was in a relationship, and I made a decision to stay close. I made a decision to stay close because the thing is, I know if I had went back to Florida, I probably wouldn't work. Like that long distance going back to Florida, like I was already living close to FAU and Boca. Like it'd have been tough.
That's a nice school, man.
Yeah, but
That's a
up
nice
to this
school.
day, my wife never knew I made a decision to stay close in Georgia because she lived in Georgia. She never knew that. So I don't know if she's watching, but that's something that I made a decision to stay close. So I turned down a D1 opportunity to go to a D2 and went to Columbus State. And
So
Columbus State,
wait. So she don't know. So if she watching this, would be the first thing she
probably
find
the
this out.
first thing. Probably the first thing.
Hey man, you just
Yes.
you breaking. I don't know what you want to say. Breaking news right here.
Hey, I went on a limb.
A moment per moment. You know how Fat Joker he joke per moment? A moment per moment.
Hey, I went on a limb and do it, man. At the end of the day, it was good because eventually she ended up turning to be, not just the mother of my kids, but like my wife. So
Beautiful,
that was
beautiful.
love.
So you had an opportunity to play with me in college. Do you remember
At Edward Waters, yeah.
Yeah, you remember my coach trying to get you to come down to our recruit?
Yeah, because I still remember that when I was going to do the recruiting trip, and it was like the day before the recruiting trip, I was like, man, I just gonna go ahead and sign with Columbus State. Like I'm not even gonna waste their time like that. So I just stopped. But I should have still come down so I could just chill with a man.
Trust me.
You never know what happened.
Anytime
you probably get you arrested or something.
Right. No.
You never make it back. Yeah, never make it back to GA, brother.
Hey, trust me. Watch. Listen to this. If you had came, you won't go into no Columbus State. Trust me.
See, yeah.
Boss, you would have had the time of your life for how many days you stayed there. Because first of all, you'd have been my roommate. Because I was in the dorms.
Yeah.
You would have stayed in the room with me. And at that time, I think I was a junior at that time. No, I was a senior at that time. I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you was a senior. You were good.
So I was done season in the school. So oh man, you'd have had like a Jesus shuttle moment.
Oh.
I'd have been your Rick Fox, man. Come on, man.
Fucking crazy. That's funny.
Hey, but no, serious. All jokes aside,
yeah.
If you are come to our recruiting, like all summer long, like some of the best players in Jacksonville, they'll be there walking out, like they coming back from playing overseas, and so they'll be in the gym walking out. So that's who we used to play against. Some of the players that decide to stay for the summer because it was by choice. I used to always stay. That's how much I used to love ball. What are you getting home to do? You know what I mean? That's why I used to always be late for my league because we used to have summer workouts, and I always stay for summer workouts. So you would have get to play against some good competition. You'd have get to see some of our good players.
Right.
Mountain, you'd have been one of the stars on our team, boss. Trust me. I don't know how it was for you at Columbus State, but you would have definitely been the man on our team.
Right.
Even as good as I think I was, that wasn't my role on the team to be the best player. I used to just get my points strictly off of defense and running the break. Every once in a while, I would get a play call for me where when coach see that whoever guarded me cannot stay in front of me, which that usually always used to be the case, but I wasn't the man of the team. You know what I mean? So. But anytime you are come to our recruit, you are never going Columbus State. Trust me. You'd have had so
Ah,
much fun in the 1 or 2 days or 3 days you stay there, or even a week maybe. You'd have had so much fun. I was driving. I was
so
man.
like by recruiting you right now.
Hey,
it'd have been a crazy recruiting trip, Mumba.
I
mountain.
know. He already had it. He had everything planned.
I
This
telling
man
you,
had everything planned already.
I tell you, my coach came. My assistant coach did all the recruiting.
Yeah,
He was like, do you know? Hey, coach, come here. He was like, we got a player that we thinking about bringing in with us. His name is Akeem Francis, and I was like, Akeem Francis. I was like, that's mountain. I said, yeah, man, coach, you need to get him. I said, this dude that jump out the gym and he got skills. And he was like, yeah, he's supposed to be coming in tomorrow. And I'm like, yeah, man, and you mind if I put he to bunk with you? I'm like, of course not. Of course not. No, because I had a room to myself, you know what I mean? And for some reason, a lot of players didn't stay that year for
yeah,
summer workouts, but I definitely stayed because that's just Jacksonville was like really becoming my home. Even though I was coming home every summer, but Jacksonville, like, it just grew on me, Mister. That's why
yeah.
I still here. The heck just grew on me. But
It's a great. I love Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a nice city.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jacksonville and a lot of the people, a lot of people here that you don't know here, like
yeah.
really and truly, like I every once in a while I run into somebody and talking, gain a conversation with them, and they be like, "Yeah, I live here. I live here like for the last 6, 7 years, 10 years," and these are famous people, Mumbai,
That's great. The Jacksonville is big, man. That's a
and this
big city. So
and it's a rich city too. Trust that
Yeah,
yeah,
statement.
yeah. Lot of money.
Rich city.
yeah,
Lot of
But
money.
it's true.
anyways, well, you messed that up. That was your loss.
Kapan, at that time, me and got done build a relationship from
National
the
team,
national team. Yeah, I done
right?
been playing on the national team. So
Yeah, so we used to talk about because you used to your school was in not in Valdosta, your JUCO,
nah, Cochrane. It was in the middle
Concord,
of
yeah.
Georgia. Yeah,
So we used to talk about Georgia and Florida and all kind of. We used to have a lot of conversations. So we were done tight and playing on the national team. But I
yeah.
wish you would have really come school. I promise you would have loved it and you'd have been the man. Trust me, you would have been the man.
I'd have probably still been in Jacksonville with you, Mister. For real.
Right. Well, no, you'd have been playing ball somewhere. Honestly, you'd have. Jack. That's another thing that Jacksonville got. Like we got contacts and people who will like work you out and get you offers and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
Florida have a lot of stuff that you could participate in playing ball to get you to play overseas. You know what I mean? So trust me, you will not have no problem. No problem. And then T and they right up the street. And
yeah. T got been at he been going. What do you call it?
JU.
JU.
Yeah,
JU, yeah.
T
Yeah.
got right up the street. Nah, man, you would not have no problems. I would have take care of you. Trust me.
Yeah.
I should have do that because Columbus State was a bad decision. I'm like, it's a bad decision.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let we
Let's.
let we jump to it. Like, so you get recruited, but you choose the offer from Columbus State. So like, how was the 2 years there? Like,
It was, like, look, the school life was good, but as far as like basketball, like the coach almost made me hate the sport, like for real. He really did. Like it was one of those coaches, like, country, super country from, it just his system was different. And like, me knowing what I know now, I probably looked at recruiting different because his system wasn't geared to support me. His system was geared for me to support more of what they were doing. Like he needed my athletic ability. Because they ran like they ran a small team, right? So he really didn't recruit like real centers and real power forwards. So he would recruit like super athletic wings or super athletic 6'5", 6'6", three small forwards to play the power forward and center position on his scheme. Like his scheme was like gain like the small super fast guards who can shoot and gain like long skinny athletic bigs that's like no bigger than 6'5", 6'6". And we playing people like 6'9", 6'10", 6'11" down in the paint. And like I said, his scheme was more of just like a smaller type offense, like a Houston Rocket offense. It was
That's
exactly
like
like that.
thinking.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy, like looking at D'Antoni's offense, like That's how he taught. That's how coach taught. Like he was like this. His overall strategy was like, if I shoot more than the next team, I should win. So like we would press our game. That's first, because just to create turnovers. But he would shoot more trees. Like we would shoot 25, 30 trees in college. Like this is years ago. But that was his offense, you know. So he would just run and gun, and he would need like the longer, you know, probably more agile, you know, 6'5", 6'6" players to play the post position to get those long rebounds and get, you know, just to get the rebounds back out there to the guards to shoot. So like that whole system didn't play with me. You know, I still had a decent time there playing basketball. He made it real hard for me to play ball.
Man,
That always be the toughest, man. When sometimes when you get put in those type of situations with those type of coaches, man. You know, especially when you're still young, you know. So
yeah,
it's tough, man.
But you know, going through that transition, I was in a place where like I was like, man, I just don't go through it. After I get through it, you know, it is what it is. But the good thing is like every summer I would go home, get a chance to play with the national team, and like I said, I was building my relationship with like Pang, Tegan, me and Kofi. I don't know each other, so like I used to always get up and walk out with him. Like I remember, like, cause I remember when I left Columbus State, like I felt like I had to like really start over and learn the game all over again, cause I was kind of like brainwashed to the system. So like
one thing I like when you came to the national team, like you said, like you were eager. You know what I'm saying? You were definitely trying to be like a student at the game, and just under me and Tegan, just trying to learn and soak up everything. And even when you came to the national team, you were kind of like shoved to the forefront. Like coach had a lot of confidence in you.
Yeah, that's true.
And you were plugged into the starting lineup in some game, and because you brought something different to the team that nobody else could have bring. You know what I'm saying? So it was that, but you were soaking it up, and I really thought you would have been like Tegan and Kofi playing overseas. A little later, we're gonna share why that didn't happen. I'm gonna let you touch base on that, but I want you to tell one story. I don't know if this person went to school with you and JUCO or Columbus State, but did you used to play with a dude from Hungary or one of those European places that used to tell me?
I know you're good with this.
That the man didn't take showers.
Man, hey, he was from Croatia.
So when you ask him why he don't take no shower, what was his answer to you?
Hey, you know, Muma, like back in the day we had like them big open shower, everybody taking a shower. So I remember that we had just get to school. The man, this been in JUCO. The man had walk in the shower after, we taking a shower after the game. He walk in the shower, wet himself, and then I see the man walking up. So I said, did you shower? Did you like use soap to soap? And he was like, soap? Man, fuck it. He was like, fuck that. He's like, fuck that. He's like, I don't give a shit about soap. I said, what?
Hey, watch. First of all, watch your language. But hey, one said, I promise, tears come to my eye. We're about to tell me that.
That's crazy, man. That's sick.
Hey,
that's nasty.
Tell me about his last game.
Well, hey, tell me what he tell us.
Yeah, like you said, like he played all year, and then like the senior night, coach put he in, and like how he went down when he scored his first bucket.
The man act like he hit the buzzer shot to win the game.
He's
still running.
Most of the time, the man run down the court, man. I live for this shit.
Oh, hey, that been a crazy.
Oh my God!
Mingo like that. Yeah, that was his first time in the game for the season. It was like one of the last games of the season. He come in, hit a big tree. It was a big Mingo. Like, it was a big tree. The man come down. I live for this. I was like, man, this dude is different. You know how he didn't get an accent going. Yeah. I was like, this dude is crazy. But he was one of them crazy dudes.
Mountain King be dead.
Every team to have one of those type of players, my son.
Yeah, and then he was messing with. He had come up there. He was messing with them girl in school. So like I remember when me and my teammate were actually like I hope you're using protection. He was like, man, the same thing, man. F that, man. And in my country, he was like, man, in my country, We don't do all that. So my teammates, we were like, man, and he was like, you ain't in your country. I said, dude, this is America. Like,
Yeah. This is your country, brother.
I don't know what
Man.
you used to, but you better strap up. Like, you can't do that then, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. But
Dude,
yeah, that dude was crazy.
Wild, listen.
He was wild. He was wild.
Hey, I tell you,
Man.
like, Mountain used to have some stories. I know our national team trip with some stories.
Hey, them trips used to be crazy. Cause when I make the national team after I come home from that summer from Florida, like after high school.
Mhm.
They had an open trial, so I was like, man, I gonna. It's a shot in the dark. I got a chance to make it. It was like 25, 30 man in the gym for the open trial. Of course, they had the team already. They only had a couple spots to fill, so I had to go down. I had to play hard. At the end of the day, like I think y'all spoke about it in a couple episodes back, but you have to go out there and try. You have to go out there and grind. Nothing's given to you. Like Uzi used to always, of course, look out for the national team, but it's not like he made it easy and just tell, like, he wasn't calling me like, all right, you got a spot on the team. Like, I still had to work for it. Like, I had to work to get on the team. Like, it was a tryout, and I still had to try out to make the team.
And for the most part, like, everybody's story is different when it comes to the national team. Because Ral tryout, you tryout, I think Andy tryout.
There was a lot of people in the gym.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, everybody was a little different. Like, I don't remember you coming that young. I think you was in college when you actually played, like, make the team. What was gonna ask?
That year I went, the year I make it, it was right after high school. Cause me and Jerome Gums, and he's that's the next basketball player that's real that came out the islands. That's real good. But
so you had to have took a few years off for the national team, because I don't remember you like really until like you were like.
I think I took a couple years when I went CS with Columbus State, and then I got back. Then after Columbus State, I got back on. I jumped back on it. But my first year was when we went to Mexico, and Jerome, me and Jerome was the rookies. So I remember that trip because, of course, we were being treated like rookies on the team. But we ain't gonna talk about the rookie treatment on the national team.
I never used to know.
Wait. That's crazy. We need to hear that, man.
Hey, I mean, you got if you gotta get out of the ball, you gotta make sure you gotta get the ball to the court before practice. After practice, you gotta carry the ball. It wasn't nothing crazy, but of course, the senior players will definitely give you the rookie treatment. You have to earn the respect.
Is that the year we played against? They had that bald head Mexican. He was like real tall, but he was like the star in Mexico.
Yeah. The tall. Okay. Yeah, I remember him. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've been in the mountains. We've been like in Mexico City, Toluca. It was cool.
That's the same year. Yeah. Tegan shake the PC hand man, the PC hand Mexican.
Yeah.
That's the same year. Hey, but I didn't even expect that. I'm glad you said that. I remember us going to Mexico, and I went Mexico. I had needed to take out a cavity, right? But I should have did it before the trip. I was already supposed to schedule it at the dentist in St. Croix, but I did it. I actually did it after we came back, but it was a must that I did it when we came back, because when I was in Mexico, man, that was the worst pain I ever feel in my life. So because Mumba, it was freezing in Mexico. And I didn't expect that. It was freezing in Mexico. And it was almost like in the middle of the summer, because we went all the time in summer.
Yeah, it was summertime.
And it was hard to breathe where we were playing, because they're so above sea level.
Elevation.
Yeah, the high elevation. Because he said I was in the mountains, right?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that elevation, that ain't no joke, brother.
It was so hard to breathe, and I caught them, son. And I remember we talked about Ari on a few episodes. Like, my teeth hurted, my tooth is hot. And this man pulling my finger, talking about if I could feel the pain coming up my finger. I was like, you go get for a run, guy.
Yeah.
Get this little doll, a little smoking, like you know how woman to be with them sage.
Oh.
This man got this little smoking thing over my finger, and I mean, man, if you don't.
This man he had the craziest remedy, bro.
The craziest remedies, man.
Crazy.
It don't matter what you got going on. He gonna crack your back.
Yeah, he gonna crack your back.
He gonna crack your back regardless for anything you got going on. Hey, but I'll keep talking. I got use a bathroom real quick. I coming right back. This 16-ounce game to me. I'll be right back.
So yeah, you good. Yeah, Mountain. So how was that first experience like playing with the national team? Like you say, you come down out of high school and you tried out for the team. So you made the team, correct? You and
Yeah, I
Jerome
made the
Bum?
team.
Yeah.
It was I mean it was nice. It felt like a great accomplishment. You know, like I was thinking to myself, like you gotta think I was 4 years removed from like my first official organized game to like now representing the territory on the
Yeah.
national team. So it was a big accomplishment for me. Even though I was like the youngest on the team, because I was 17 at the time
Oh
when I
wow.
made it. So
Yeah.
like it was rough, and of course me getting in and gaining minutes. I didn't get a minutes, of course, because it was more senior players that was very young. So, but the thing is, like I was just taking it in. I was taking in the professional aspect of the game because they did play with pro rules, and we did get to play against pro players, right? And we had pro players on the team at the same time. So it was big for me to just experience that and get a get a taste of it.
Yeah.
But I
And
know
you
like
said
I wasn't playing crazy minutes. I probably get like 2 or 3. I probably like three to 5 minutes a game.
cheat
But
of
like I said,
it.
it was good 3 to 5 minutes. I score and get on the board.
That's good. That's good. And you said that was when I went Mexico.
Yeah.
And then so that was that year, and then you took some time off.
Yep. Because that year before I make the national team, we had the junior nationals also, and I played in the junior national. I think it was like the under
Okay.
18 or 18 on that team. I think it was the 18 on the team, and we had a tournament in Bahamas. And that tournament it was great. It was a lot of good talent in that tournament too. It was a lot of good talent from Bahamas and some of the different islands too. But we had a
Yeah.
good team. We had a real good team. We had like me. I know on the junior national team was like me, Jerome. Um, we had I think Akil was on the team. We had Naibo was on the team.
Nebo,
We
big
had
up to
we
Nebo.
had money. Our team was nice. We had a
Nice
nice
team,
team. I
man.
remember it was like a semifinal game. The game before the semifinal I had messed up my Achilles and I couldn't
Oof.
play. And I don't know if you ever had Achilles injury, but
Never.
man,
That ain't no joke though.
it feel like my gift at jumping I just was just robbed because like it was hurting, but like it was no explosion. I could walk on it, I could probably jog on it a little bit, but it was no explosion.
No
And of
explosion.
course, Ari had the different remedies for my ankle, but I tried to come back and the last game we played against Bahamas and they beat me by a couple of points and I couldn't play that game. I tried to play, but there's no way I could have made it. I was hurting the team more than anything. But that was the first year after that because after that I moved to the national team and got a chance to represent the territory that way. Because we went to
Who?
Mexico. I think that summer did we go? Was it Mexico and somewhere else? Or just Mexico that summer.
Yeah,
I think that's somewhere.
we went well, you sure we didn't finish the tournament someplace else in Mexico that year?
It might have been. It might have been. But I know
Because
that trip. I never forget. I don't know if it were me and you were roommate or me and Coffee. We stayed in a different hotel, and we used to have to walk like down the street to the next hotel. We were the only two people staying in a different hotel because other hotel would book up.
I think it was you and Coffee. I don't
Yeah,
remember
it
that
had to be me
experience
and
at
Coffee.
that.
But it was
Man,
cold.
that's
It was
crazy.
cold. It was cold.
So did you ever play national team 18 or under?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about.
Oh, okay.
That
My
same
bad.
summer we had playing a tournament in Bahamas.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe you
Yeah,
have played with the 18 or under and then went to Mexico.
yeah,
I
that's
but
what it was.
I remember on that trip in Mexico, well, one of the trips because I've been to Mexico maybe like 3 times playing. I remember one of the trips we started off somewhere in Mexico and then we drive like about an hour or 2 hours to Cancun
Oh,
and
I didn't.
finish.
That one, I went on that trip. I know you're talking about. I went on that trip.
Yeah, we finished the trip in Cancun. I think that's the year we play against like JJ Barrera and stuff like that. That's the year Coffee beat up on Al Horford.
Yeah, I didn't play that year. I know you're talking about.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a good trip there. We kind of like almost didn't make that trip because we honestly couldn't find players to go.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, like
That is crazy.
that year there we were like scrunting for players to go.
yeah. 'Cause back in them days, we used to walk out in UVA in Rock.
Well, not we used to mainly work out in Central, and then every once in like we will do like some weeks in Central, and then for the players in Rock,
Yeah, that's right.
we used to go over there and walk out with them. But I
Just
think
to balance out.
yeah, I think we think that year that we did go Rock
Yeah,
like
that's right.
Calvota over there. I think Shotgun almost went on that trip there with we. You don't
Yeah,
remember?
shotgun. Yeah, shotgun me on that
Yeah,
trip too. Yeah,
Shotgun. He come and the walkouts with we in St. Thomas
yeah,
and but the end of the trip they decided not to go with him.
yeah.
But he,
Shotgun with my roommate.
yeah, Shotgun should have made that trip with we to Mexico.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
true. That's true.
So after that, so you had that experience with Mexico. You took some time off, you know, and then after Columbus State, you came back and represented the national team again.
Yeah,
How was it like coming back? You know, I know your game. You know, you grow more. You was older. I know
yeah.
you had better, more experience. How was it like joining
It
the
was
team
it was
again?
my game definitely did grow because like I said after CSU it felt like I had to hit the reset button and start back and learning the fundamentals, shooting, dribbling because the system that they had me playing just down low, rebounding.
Didn't Bow change your shot one year you
Yeah, and
summer you came
that's what I'm gonna
home?
get to. Like that summer I went home, and I remember just spending time with it was Bo, Tegan, Pang, and Coffee, and like we would walk on like just different drills to get my shot. 'Cause my shot used to be different. I used to shoot like the ball like behind my head sometimes, and just jump extremely high and just shoot. But like Bo has slowed me down, and then national team practice we used to stay longer and just make sure like my form was different, and like I really worked on it and it was different. And then my shooting form changed after that. And then I became a better shooter after that. And
Obviously,
then
yeah.
that was good
Yeah.
because we did, because I think when I came back, we had a tournament. It wasn't the tournament we hosted in UVI. It was a next that tournament we went to Jamaica. We
You
went to
know what I was
Jamaica.
saying? I was just about to say that. The year we went Mexico, we did go Jamaica.
Jamaica.
We did do 2 trips that year. We went Jamaica that year.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't go to the Mexico trip. I went to the Jamaica trip.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't go to Mexico trip. Not that one. I went to because I remember Jamaica. Jamaica was nice too. Cause we definitely represented Jamaica.
Yes. We come in second, right? Jamaica
Second,
beat we in the
man,
gold medal
we played
round.
Jamaica and they robbed we bad.
I was about to say, man, they were cheating we bad, my son.
All these tournaments, you know what's one thing that always happened? That the hosting team that always play the championship,
Always right.
regardless.
But
Yeah,
and if they don't, we'd be the reason why. If they don't, like because we don't meet up with them and all year round, and they don't,
right,
we don't knock them out.
right.
Like people, like Tegan always say this. People don't realize the talent that we have in the Virgin
Yeah,
Islands.
man.
The
It's
things that
true.
we don't do
Yeah,
with the lack of equipment, the lack of gyms, the lack of workout time. You know what I mean? And we don't still go over to these countries and represent.
and put
Like
work on them.
right.
Yeah,
Like when people come to play the Virgin Islands, they like from experience from the year before or years prior, they know it ain't gonna be a long night. I mean, they know it's going to be a long night. That's why I
yep.
said that wrong. They know it's going to be a long night. There ain't gonna be no pushover. And we used to give people problems. Win or lose, we used to give people problems. We ain't going no blowout and them thing there.
Yep.
When you came along, we had started to build like a core,
Yep.
and you were part of that core that were coming back every year. Like tell me how it was playing for the Virgin Islands. Like what type of feeling it used to give you, and like
It
did
was
you really
big,
take
man. Like
pride?
just the pride part is the biggest part for me. Like I said, just growing up as a child, like just wanted to be an athlete, wanted to be a great athlete. Baseball did that, didn't really work as I wanted to. But the thing is, when I adopted basketball, I got attracted to basketball. Like I saw some of my role models growing up. Like I said, the Zorros, the Tyrone. Like it were people like that I was looking up to from a distance. I had no relationship with them at all. They didn't even know who I was. But
Yeah.
I always kept it in my mind. Like I want to keep walking, stay on the grind, and keep pushing myself to be somebody that people on the island would a day will come where they know me, right? But just the fact to go out there and represent for the islands, for the VI that was a big accomplishment. It was a big feeling. It was a good feeling to go out there. And like I said, we had some amazing runs. We collected a lot of medals, if not runner up. We got a gold medal. We had some amazing runs, and it was good to bring that back to the VI.
Right.
We represented in different countries. Team USA, even though even though that was a tough. Even though the man went to work and but the thing is, like, we didn't give up, right? That's one thing we didn't do, is
What?
just lay down.
But kind of we did. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people. Like again, this I'm not gonna call any names or anything, but we had built a core,
Yeah.
like really and truly. Like a lot of players wasn't coming to the Virgin Islands like to come and play for some of the tournaments that we played in
Yep.
to get us to
that
the
level.
world games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it was kind of messed up that now that we got us here, like some of the core players that was coming every year to get us here, all of a sudden these players that was playing before and now everybody want to come back to come and play on this level, yeah, because USA gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Kobe's, the
Yeah.
LeBrons, and a lot of these players came for the trip.
Yeah. Because you're right, Punk. Like the core players, like we putting a lot of work together. Like I remember leveling up every summer, every tournament, getting better and better as a group. Because as the national team, like we meeting for the summertime. It's not like we playing with each other year round or we get practice events year round like some of these other countries do. Like we didn't have that. Like we would meet each other for a couple of days a week before the tournament start and get out there and run. But like during that
crazy.
core team time is like really when like it were more structure in place. It was a process in place. We're gonna bring them in more time. Like we're gonna give them more time to mesh, to play together, to practice, to get to feel each other out. And then we leveled up every single tournament into putting us into a position to play elite talent like Team USA. But I see what you're saying on that one though.
Yeah, but it was tough in that environment. They shouldn't have them tournament in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that was a home crowd for them. They were easy.
Mumba. When I tell you in the hotel we was there and got 3 club downstairs.
Hey,
The one on the
what
roof.
hotel? What hotel you guys stayed in?
We stayed in the
Palms.
Palms.
The
Oh,
Palms.
I've been in the Palms before. Trust
Yeah.
me, I've been with our team because when I was playing, it had a team in Vegas, so we always used to go Vegas and play. So
Yeah.
I've been through. Trust me, I've been through Vegas, brother.
Man,
The every hotel has clubs in every hotel
Every
has a
single
club,
one.
multiple clubs. It's
you
crazy. It's
you
just
know what
crazy over there, man.
you know what's real crazy for me? Me, you know how that man like I remember one morning we got practice. It was a Saturday morning too. We got practice. About 10 o'clock. And we come off the elevator, my son. And Mumba, it got a line going out the door. Nothing but woman in bathing suit.
Yeah,
Go in a line waiting to go in the pool.
yeah. Going to pool. The pool. That's the hot spot during the
Yep.
daytime in the casino.
Day
In
party.
yeah,
Son, all kind of tongues and I was like, what? When we
yeah,
gotta go
man.
practice with something? Me and Monty were done like, okay, we don't know where we gonna be after practice because the one thing we had like a little special treatment because we didn't have to wait in that line there because we staying in the hotel. You know what I mean? So we didn't have to wait in that line there. We just walk in the thing. So we don't in the pool, in the pool area, Miss Honey. They got bartenders in the pool serving drinks
Yeah.
and all kind of things.
Different experience.
It's crazy, man. It's
Son,
crazy. People,
it was insane, Miss Honey. It
Vegas
was
is a different
insane.
level, man. That's a different level.
It
Yeah.
really is. It really is.
As soon as
It
you touch
is.
down on the airport, they get slot machines on the airport,
Machines,
in
brother.
the
Left and
on the
right.
bar tables, like everywhere you go, my son.
I
Vegas.
remember.
I stay, man. The Palms, that place be
nice.
popping
So
too.
you know the
That
Palms
place
got
be rocking.
the Palms got like 2 buildings,
Yeah.
and the other building is the Playboy one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Man, they used to get party like every night. And the Playboy, they got like the pool hanging off the building up like some levels up. It's just different out there, man.
It was nice.
And it was super hot. It was
Yeah.
we had went to the outlet, my son, and where the bus drop us off, we had to like walk a little bit to the outlet. My son, you don't want to see us, I feel like we are just run by, like how we were sweating and stuff. My son, it was crazy. It felt like we had just run by, my son. That's how much we were sweating walking to that outlet, my son. You could like literally see the heat. Like you could see the heat.
It's
Like,
It
crazy,
was like
man.
what? It was like 115.
My
Yeah,
son,
it'll get hot over there, man. It be hot, man.
it felt like weights on my shoulders, my son. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
It's like when you open the oven, that hot air that hit you. That's exactly what you feel like.
Man, it was insane. But hey, Vegas, there was no complaints about Vegas.
Yeah, it's never no complaints over
But
there.
you're right though. I think that game, that Team USA game, like you're right. A lot of people didn't show up. It was more of the exposure with Team USA than anything
Right,
else.
Yeah,
right.
playing against NBA
Watch out,
players.
watch out. People were trying to come out of retirement to come and play. Like it was just
Yeah,
you didn't want to knock nobody hustle or whatever the case may be, but it was, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not knocking the hustle. It's the players that walk to get to where the team is at supposed to represent,
yeah,
man. It's
yeah.
just you know
That's just the right
that's
thing to do.
yeah, it's the right thing to do, man. It's the honorable thing to do.
And the
So,
thing
You
is,
know,
like those players, like that team that worked to get to the level, like the chemistry was different. The chemistry was built over the past like three because it was like a 3 year project to get to the level that level.
and chemistry is one of the most important things to have a successful team, man.
Yeah,
You know,
but it was still overall it was still a good
good
experience.
trip.
Like
yeah,
Because
I
I,
can
I could still
imagine, man.
remember seeing Kobe. Like I remember
I,
Team USA were practicing they were practicing before and we were practicing after them on the main court. And I remember walking in the main court and I see the first person I see is Kobe. The first person I see, and I like, oh, like Kobe's my
but
favorite player, like ever. Like Jordan is the GOAT, but Kobe's like that's who I grew up watching, right? I see Jordan, but I see more Kobe. I grew up Kobe.
Yeah,
So when I see it for the first time, I was like, oh my God, that's Kobe. Like it was really surreal. But then,
it
when the lights
was.
went out, the next day when we played them on, like it was time to play, man. Like me,
But
I didn't see as Kobe Bryant. It was just time to play.
even take it up to our next level. Like we get to see them like practicing and like they were finishing up practicing.
Yep.
But you think about the ceremony when we was all waiting to go into the ceremony and
Yes.
USA they're
Right
right
next to
next
us.
to it.
Yeah.
Miss Son,
The
like
opening
that was
ceremony.
surreal.
I could
And,
imagine.
and what was good about it, we got players on our team, like know some of them, man. Like we had Carl Thomas, know some of them. The Carl didn't come thing.
Yeah. Shakes. I think Shakes was in Vegas.
Shakes was in Vegas. Okay, we
I
had
think it
we,
was.
we had Shakes and then we had Carl. What was the other Carl? The point guard,
Carl Crozer.
Crozier. No, everybody on USA team knew he
Yeah. Yeah.
because he's a New York
Black
legend.
Widow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
so he had Chancey Billups coming over to talk to he had Carmelo coming over to talk to he and so I just standing next to he and just listening to these man talk and he know all these man and it was just cool just be right there 'cause they stood in line right next to you like right there. It was unreal, brother. Honestly,
Yeah.
I was a little like fanned out a little bit, but just like he said, just seeing Kobe for the first time and just watching he like how he interacting with
Surreal.
the other players, and so like man, I wish this could have been my everyday life, brother.
Everyday
Seriously,
life, huh?
you
Hey,
it
the one
just
thing I said, Team USA, them on the talk did a trash talk from jump ball to the end of the game. Made
I
it like
remember my son. I Mountain I said the story best, but I remember Jamil was about to shoot a jump shot at
Oh,
the top of the key. Hey, Mama, even before he could shoot, Dwight Howard shouted, hell no. And my son, I'm start a fast break with a black shot.
Where he said it loud too. He said it
Hey,
loud.
the
whole gym
whole Jimmy, he was like, hell. Like the way how Jamil was just ranging up to go and shoot.
and you know
Dwight
how
Howard
Jamil
like,
shoot.
yeah, Dwight Howard like, hell no. Like you ain't gonna you can't disrespect me with that jump shot. Like,
No, he
hell
said hell
no.
nah, and then Blackie.
And jump out the gym and Blackie start a fast
Detroit
break.
shot.
My son, next thing you know, somebody dunking on the other end. Hey, our game, they were calling plays even before we did it. Like they were
Yeah.
saying things. Tiga mentioned this.
Yeah.
They were calling up what we were about to do even before we did it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
You
that's
know
crazy.
who Jason Kidd was talking trash on the bench. He on the bench, they take out the game. He's still talking trash. This man talk the
But
entire game.
I see Jason Kidd did one of the most ridiculous pass and LeBron did one of the most ridiculous dunks to finish it. You remember that dunk?
Off the glass.
This man had to move his head from hitting the rim. And the crazy thing about that is Jason Kidd, like his back facing their rim when he caught the ball, right? Well, or when he about to catch the ball, right? And all he did was turn around without knowing LeBron coming. All he did was turn around and just no dribble, just straight up off the glass. He never looked back, Mumba.
That's crazy.
Never. Never
That's
looked back.
insane. That's insane.
And LeBron came between like three of our players. All you see is like LeBron running, like everybody like same level like this, and then you see LeBron do this. And when he catch it, Mumba, I telling you, the man had to move his head out the way from hitting the rim and the backboard and just straight in. He didn't even dunk it. He just straight in. And it just happened so fast. I think in 3 seconds that happened. From a rebound, kick it to Jason Kidd, straight up off the glass, and
quick.
And LeBron just throwing it in. It was just you just like an awakening of what type of level these man they are.
It's a next level.
Yeah,
and we are miles away from.
Yeah.
Honestly, they really were running circles around me. But I just think it would have been if we had those core guys, honestly, I just think we would have put up more of a fight than what we did. Honestly. Because we used to press. We used to, not saying that they ain't gonna break our press or whatnot, but it would have just been more of a like an exciting game than we. You know when I play a man, I play he full court press. Like it could be chancy build-ups. I gonna run he to that. You know what I'm saying? Like I gonna run from the time he touched that ball, like then he grill. You know what I mean? And I gonna press he full court. We ain't do none of that. Like we ain't do none of that when we were playing because of
Team USA is as advertised. You know what it says? As advertised, they were for real, man. They real deal. They real.
That's amazing experience.
I told the team, I coached my son, and I told my team, like, I played against Team USA. They were like, nah. So I had to show them a picture, and I was like, yeah.
They're like, nah.
My son will be sending that picture to Ali, friend them or something.
Good experience, man.
No, he playing ball. I remember the man texted me one day. He was like, hey, Dad, send me that picture with you and Kobe. 2 seconds later, send me the one with you and Dwayne Wade. And all he doing is just right after he friend them. And you know, when I go to he game them, he friend them think that's the coolest thing.
Ever.
That's the best.
That's all my son friends. They was like, did your dad really play with LeBron? Played against LeBron James? And my son be like, yeah, and he got a dunk in the game too. So, so it's like one of them things. Like he feel prideful about this. So that's it was good. It's just I wish we didn't lose like that, but. You know.
Hey, I ain't the only one they lose. I ain't the only one lose like that, brother. So.
Hey, but still, it's still something you just don't want to say out loud.
You don't.
Mumba, we get beat by 69 points.
It's okay, man. Every nation, mostly every nation get beat like that, man.
Yeah,
Country.
It was good because coming back to Jacksonville, like a lot of people watched that game and they were like, man, I saw you playing against USA. So
I got a game on a tape.
Really?
Yeah, I watched the game.
The whole game you got?
Yeah.
Man, you need to send me a copy of that, my son.
Yeah. Watch that game, man.
People from my school, people from that I used to walk with, they were calling me, texting me. That's it. Like after the game, I had a heap of texts.
My mother recorded. My mother recorded the game for me. I tell her to record it, and she recorded.
Yeah.
Man, it was definitely a good experience, man. So I touched on this earlier. So after them few years that we were playing, like we had that core team, you kind of like build a resume. And I think it was after that Vegas trip, some offers start coming your way to.
I had a couple of offers to play like overseas. I had offers in like Uruguay. The DR had a little league they had over there. I think it was like a level 2 German league, because the Germany league is pretty good too. It's 3 levels. The top level is ridiculously competitive, but I had good offers. But I remember the agent I had at the time that were working with me, like I used to always try to get him to like give me a heads up. Just like at that particular time I was working a job. I was working a regular 9 to 5 job, and like I just couldn't just leave on bad terms. Like he called me one night and was like be at the airport tomorrow. I got a ticket booked for you to go play tomorrow. So like I'm like you can't do that, because I can't just accept offers. I have an apartment. I can't just get up and leave like that, right? So he started working on different things, and he had got me a good contract for Uruguay, and then like I was gonna go at that time. My son was probably like Marcus was what probably like 3 months, 3 to 5 months old. But I made a decision not to go because I know like again it would have been tough for me to like separate myself from my family that I was trying to build at the time with my son 3 to 5 months old, and then my wife, she was my girlfriend then, and I know if I had went over there, it'd been tough, a strain on a relationship and a strain on my my time with my son I tried to raise and tried to be in his life. So I made a decision not to go, but I had, and then it was still offers coming in after that that I just end up like turning it down. I'm not gonna say like the love for the game was gone. The love for the game was still there, but it was just at that particular point, like I just didn't want it as much as I wanted it, like I wanted it in the past. I had more to live for. I think I had my family that I was building, and at that particular point, I think like the Lord slowed me down and was like, look, this is what you have now. Like this is where you put your effort and your focus on. But I made a decision not to go though. But I did have those offers, but it was I turned down a lot of good deals that I just know would have been real tough for me and the family.
Right. I remember getting those phone calls when you asking me my advice and so on. And I remember like that was tough because you had just get your son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the offers them was sweet. And
yeah,
I remember you calling me because it was really like heartbroken that you really you're in this position and this is something that you wanted to do.
yep,
We always talking about this when we done the trips, like making it to play professional and doing this for money. And you could tell what players gonna get them offers when you're there on these teams. Like we already know Mountain was the next person up. You know,
Yeah.
Tegan was already walking, Coffee was already walking. We already like from the time Mountain got on the team and he was just starting to shine. We already know Mountain was the next man up. Frank I gave his offer
yep,
too.
yep.
Kit was already getting his offers. Like he was already walking. Who else was on the team playing ball overseas?
Jamil was
Um,
playing overseas too.
yeah, but you see,
Yeah,
Jamilem has stopped. You remember,
yeah,
Jamilem
he
wasn't
did.
really part of the core. Like,
Yeah,
Jamil is
he
one of
came back.
them that came back for that Vegas trip.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But them man
yeah.
had. I wouldn't say Jamil. I'm not saying Jamil was one of them that thought they had get too high for the national team, but there were some players. I know Jamil is a good story too. With that, we need to, because Jamil really he really took advantage of the national team, like those opportunities. He didn't squander his opportunities. When Jamil came on that team there, he put in his work
Yeah,
and he went out and he show and prove. You know what I'm saying? On the national team, he became like one of the go-to players on the court. From time he did that, man, Jamil just started getting offers all over, my son, and he
yeah.
took a full advantage of it.
Jamil was nice.
I remember when we went China, Jamil went Argentina, and he never came back. He never came back with the team. He got a job on the spot in Argentina, and
Wow.
that became his home
Yeah,
for like every year. He just started playing, and people don't realize like no, like they don't really don't play the national team because we don't have the money, we don't have the finance, we don't have the. But you could get some good offers playing on the national team. You just got to work hard and play
a lot
hard,
of
man.
offers. And the good thing about it, it's just not like international teams watching you and scouting you, and sometimes it'll be NBA scouts to the game too. There's a
Right.
lot of NBA scouts to
That's
the game.
true. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
So if
true.
you got any kids, if you in Babylon, if you at home still, like you get any kids that good in basketball, man, don't set your sights away from the national team, son.
yeah.
We need to get the best players that we have
The
on
best
that team,
players,
right?
and that's the
Because
thing. We have to, like even if I was in the NBA, like at the end of the day, like the VI pride that I would be on the VI team. At the end of the day, it had been
Yeah.
an easy decision for me to try to push my territory to the upper ranks. Like it had been a good feeling. You want to move your territory to the upper ranks. Like
It's
you don't
true.
want to wait till they get an opportunity to get it. Like you want to be the part of the process to build it.
Yeah.
yesterday
That's
self,
true.
and I don't, like I said, I don't push my son to play basketball. I don't force it. I don't push nothing on he. But we the talk now. We the work out now.
Yeah,
And yesterday self, he asked me about like, would he be able to play for the national team because
yeah.
he like really started to dive into my story now. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, I don't tell you, Mick, when you're there by yourself, watch some of our podcasts. Like, don't just watch
Yeah,
my episode. Watch all of our episodes and just listen to some of the stories. Them, you know what I mean? Like, this ain't nothing that you can't do. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta work hard. You got maybe put on the video game remote control, and you just pick up that ball more, and you go outside
Yep.
and you work on your game.
Yep.
I like you say your mother buy you a rim. I buy he a rim. He could right outside. He could go out and shoot every day, and then we could go different places in the neighborhood and play ball if you want. But
Yeah.
you got want this.
You have to want it.
I can't want it more than you. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
That's
It's go ahead, Martin.
No, I said that's the same type of discussions that I have with my son. Is like, just because I played basketball, first of all, I don't want you to feel the pressure to play basketball behind me.
Yeah.
Like, and I already told my wife and my family, like, I'm never gonna try to live my dreams to my son. Like, I know I didn't make it to the league. Like, that was my decision to stop my career when I stopped it. But at the same time, like with my son, I'm not gonna try to live my dreams to my son. Like, it's
Right.
not fair to him. So like I gave him
That's
the
true.
option to let him know, like, I want you to be a child. But when the time is right and you feel like you want to move into the sports and move into learning the game, like you have to let me know. Once you commit to it, like I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure I push you to get into that level. So like
Yeah.
when he made the decision to tell me like he want to play basketball, he want to go to the NBA, like, and he was real. I was like, look, like this is serious. Like if this is what you really want to do, like we're gonna take it serious. So like I'm the same. I'm not gonna pressure you. It has to be you wanting to do it.
Yeah. That's the most important thing,
Yeah.
with a child. They gotta want it. Once they want it, then it's on.
Yeah.
It's
Once they want
something
this on.
Yeah, it's something you said, Pang. You tell your son to watch the different episodes. When all the episodes, one thing you have in common is the work ethic that each individual had. It's different, but what they went through to get to where they at. Is the work ethic. Even you yourself, Mountain. You talk about how much you walk hard, and how you was wearing the ankle weights going to school and stuff like that. All of that was dedication and
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah.
So it's important. So a lot of kids could learn from so many different stories from individual.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, look, basketball is just one side of the story for me. Like the thing is, basketball, it helped with me being disciplined. It helped give me structure. It helped, with my body for me to be healthy. But at the same time, some of the disappointments that I went through with the sport helped me out for life overall. Like, because the same things that happen in sports, sometimes it'll be like just the luck of the draw, like bad luck in life. Like things happen. And
Yeah.
as I moved on in life, like, in my work career, like it was times where I thought it was easy, and then I landed on my back and I had to start all the way over. Like, right now I'm a district manager at Verizon, and the road to that, then it wasn't easy. Like the road when I first started working at Verizon was easy because like I was a rep. I was one of the top 1% of the company my first 2 years selling, and it was easy. I was making real good money selling phones, right? And I moved into management. Applied to assistant manager, get a job. Applied to a general manager a year later, get a job. And
Nice.
everything was easy until I started playing for the district manager job. And like I'm telling you, like everything that every disappointment I had in my life up until then, like really, really helped me get over that situation. Because at that point, I was like, man, it has to be something with me. They don't like me. They don't want to see me in that position. Like, I was using so many different things, but what I failed to do was hold myself accountable, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to, like, sometimes you don't make these teams because you're not good enough. It is what it is.
It is,
You have to
yeah.
be real with yourself. But the thing is, like, you can't always blame people. It might be true. They might not like you. They might not want you on the team, but you have to make it hard for them to not put you on the team. So, like, the thing is, a lot of times we don't hold hold ourselves accountable in order for us to get better. Because if you don't hold yourself accountable, if you don't identify an opportunity and see this opportunity, you'll never work on the opportunity. Because the thing is, you're seeing that, like, people seeing this as opportunity, but you don't know it's opportunity. You see it as a strength because you're not holding yourself accountable to it. So like, I had to work on, like, the feedback that they were giving me. Like, I played, look, 5 or 6 different times. I was playing for district manager jobs, all parts of the country, like Iowa. Like, I know for sure I'd have been miserable in Iowa. Like, I can't picture myself in Iowa. Like,
Come on, man. I've been in Iowa 2 years. It ain't
I
bad.
know. Look, it's not for me though. Like, it's not. I
Yeah.
know I was forcing my family into a situation that I know probably wouldn't have been good, and I was being
Mm,
selfish. I wasn't
yeah.
having conversation with a wife on what she think the next move might be. What's some areas what she want to move, and I was just doing it based on me, and I forgot about her career. So I had to slow down. I had to slow down, hold myself accountable, and really work on like some of my skills to make it hard for them not to give me a job. And then when I finally get my position, like it paid off. And like my team, like the culture we built, like of course I'm super competitive, but my district is one of the best districts in the company when it comes to overall performance. So like I
Beautiful,
said,
man.
everything that you go through in life is really setting you up for something else bigger in life. You just gotta sit on it.
If
Beautiful, 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 man.
if anybody are watching, if I don't follow Mumba on Instagram, I need to go and follow Mumba on Instagram because he always posting like his team stuff that he'll be doing his meetings, he really has built like a team environment with his employees and
Mountain.
Mountain. I'm sorry, Mountain. If I
Yeah, I
don't
was
follow
like,
Mountain, go follow Mountain on Instagram because
Yeah,
he'll be posting some real good inspirational stuff and like he took that team concept from basketball and he took it
yep.
with him to his current job and I real proud of him man because I see the man doing real good things man.
yeah,
Thanks, man.
man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Proud of you too, man. That's something important that you said, and that's something I learned playing baseball was being honest with yourself, looking yourself in the mirror, and just being honest. Be 100% with yourself. That's like
Yep.
that's one of the realest things you could ever do in your life. And once you honest with yourself, then everything will fall into place, man.
Yep.
And
That's
from
true.
as close as we was, I still watching from a distance, just to see you grow, the man. Because I remember even coming, bringing my family up to your house in Georgia, which I definitely know that you build a little basketball court. Me and my son definitely coming to walk out with you and your son.
Two on
That's why,
two. Let's go.
yeah, that's why I asked you to send me your address because I want to see how far. No, we ain't playing no 2-on-2. Hell no.
Hey, real quick? Sorry to interrupt. What's your Instagram so that they can
Um,
follow you?
it's Akeem.ga South.
Akeem.gi
GA.
GA South.
Yeah, like Georgia South.
Okay, I'll post that. I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Mumbai. I gonna need you need to text me your address too, cause I gonna be making my rounds. I gonna be taking little
Yeah, we
trips.
gotta
And
do
my
something to link up, man. We have
right.
to.
I'm taking my son on little trips. So I definitely want to go by mountain. Yeah, and
I'll come through, man. I just put a pool in the backyard too. So I'll come through. We're gonna
I
chill.
saw that.
We're
I
gonna
saw.
vibe.
I saw you posted today. Matter of fact.
We
What,
put
today? Yesterday.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I
Yeah.
saw that. I said, "Wow, mountain got pool no around." Yeah, man. But
Hey,
getting
in
colder,
Florida,
so.
everybody got pools, so it's normal for you.
I wish I had a pool. Yeah. But yeah, man. I I real proud of the man. And hey, like I know anybody listening could say that how good that story was, and it's like a story of a true professional. Like listening to your story, you would think Michael Jordan just tell this story, or LeBron just tell it, even though you didn't make it to their level, but the things that you went through before they get to that level, like you didn't. I don't think you went through anything different than they went through. You know what
Right.
I mean? And it's just good to hear that. I know it was just excited to hear your story, man. Even though I had done most of the stuff, but still,
Yeah.
just sitting here listening again, like I was locked in and loaded. You know what I mean? Like it was just amazing, man.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is like my biggest takeaway from my story is like it's never where you start, it's where you finish, and you can't let the difficulties of life and the letdowns keep you down. Like you have to use that to fuel your fire. But at the same time, you have to make sure like you know where your opportunities are. You have to be real with yourself, so that way you can work on yourself.
Right, man. That be real with yourself is big.
You have to.
yeah. It's so
Well,
true, man.
Mumba, you got any more questions before I ask mine?
No, go ahead, man. You chummed me off. You just chummed me off when you said that. He's
My
like,
bad, my bad,
yeah. No, go ahead.
my
You
bad.
good? And then man doing this thing with his Instagram.
So this is usually Tegan part of the show. To give we your top five VI players and your top five NBA players.
Mm. Well, I can start with a league with the NBA first. So top five. My top five would definitely be. And look, it's no order to this, so like I don't want to rank anybody like that, but it's gonna
Kobe
be
number one.
huh?
Kobe
Well,
number 1.
it's gonna be tough. Like, but I'll say MJ is number one. Mike is number one. That's the GOAT.
Yeah.
I think honest, my number two is Kobe. My number two is Kobe. Um, and 3, 4, and 5, like I said, is 3, 4, and 5 is definitely no order to it. But I'll put LeBron in my top 5. I'll put Timmy, and then Shaq. That'll be my top 5.
Damn. Nice 5. Nice
Because
5.
you were so tall, did anybody call you Shaq growing up? Like because you were so tall?
No.
What kind of names people besides Mountain? What kind of names or like how people used to relate your game? Like who people used to relate your game to growing up?
I heard KD a lot. I heard that, that's probably the one name that I hear a lot, just KD.
Yeah, KD for me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
How long is your wingspan? You ever measure that?
I never measured my wingspan. I never even, I never did a vertical test either.
No.
You know,
Wow.
Never.
I think that would have been one of if you had ever make it to any level that like real like with NBA scouts coming to mostly all your game, that would have been one of the reason you make it to the NBA.
Yeah.
Your wingspan would have taken you a long way.
Right. Yeah. Like I said,
That's
defense
true.
was my strength, and I know that. Because I remember even in Vegas, we play Brazil, and I remember Barbosa was on the team, and this man would tearing up that tournament. And I remember when I played this man, like I make it my mission to sticky, and I make it my mission to lock it on. And he scored 2 points. I mean 2 free throw, but that
Oh
was
wow.
it. And
That's it.
after the game, he come up to me and tell me, look, he was like, I haven't had nobody play me this hard in a very long time. He was like, and then he was like, I look to see you on the next level. But that was the last time I talked to him. But after the game, that was big to hear that from like an NBA player at the time. But like when we played them, cause we should have beat Brazil that game too. We had that game, but it slipped. But I made it my mission that game. Like I was going to stick him and lock him down. He did not score, but 2 points on me. 2 free throws. Nothing. He won't score. I was blocking his shot. Too little, man.
That was another good trip too that we had.
Yeah.
That trip on Panama was
Panama was nice.
Panama was nice because
Rio was nice though.
yeah.
What's your favorite trip? What was your personally your favorite trip?
Mine for the national team.
Yeah.
It was some good. Well, I don't know. I think
Let me stick to basketball. Ways your favorite, not anything else after that.
Yeah.
Think about
The Vegas trip
basketball.
was nice. The Vegas trip was nice because I got to experience Team USA. Like we didn't get to win, but at the same time, it was a great experience to play against them. And but the Panama trip overall basketball was good too.
Right. Because Vegas would probably be the best trip of the all, like if we just outside of basketball, but
Yep.
inside of basketball, Panama was a good trip. Like
Panama,
we really
the Panama trip is when we beat
Puerto Rico
at the buzzer.
right. And then we make it we what did we make it second place in Panama?
No,
Or
yeah, we get second place.
second place.
Them
Yeah.
man rubber against the Panama between.
Panama beat us, yeah.
Host country again.
Yep.
Panama
the
had
home
a
country.
Panama had a shooting guard, Mumbai. You just couldn't leave this man open, son.
Yeah.
A
He
ball
won the
head.
league for a bit. He won in the league. What team he played for? He wouldn't been in the league for a second though.
In the NBA?
Yeah.
Either he played in the NBA or whatever overseas league that he played in, he was like the man. You know what I mean? And that dude, you just couldn't leave he open, listen.
There's no way.
He was just good. He played like Michael Jordan, honestly. He was just that good. Yeah, we had some good tournaments.
Yeah, it was some good
man.
trips.
And
We had a good time. Every trip was nice, Mumbai. Every single trip.
And again, Mumba, we had our core team. You know what I mean? We had our core.
That's the best, man. When you have that core.
Jason Williams, Frank Elega, Mountain, Coffee, Tegan, me, Kit, Jaja. I think Jaja was coming on them trips there too.
Craig started coming along too.
But Craig kind of, I don't know, man. Craig, I don't know what happened in Cuba. But I guess Patty didn't like how they were playing Craig in Cuba, and she let Uzi them hear it, and Craig had take a break from the national team for a while. So
somebody said, "Oh, go ahead." Sorry.
Yeah, we play against Ed Cota and Panama team.
Yeah. Ed Cota he was nice, brother.
He was a Tar Heel.
Yeah, he was nice at North Carolina, brother. That man was a beast.
And guess who slowed he down?
Beanie Pang.
Guess who slowed he down? You know, it was just like so crazy. Like I know this man. I used to watch this man play ball, but couldn't really do too much with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Couldn't really do too much. No, don't get me wrong. He's still solid now. but the head coach that you remembered and you used to see the not curling. Oh, he wasn't doing all of that with me.
He was lefty too, right?
Oh, that's Tegan talking.
Yeah. No, he was at quarter at he or righty.
No, he was a
You're right.
righty. He was a righty.
You're
But
righty, okay.
one thing he was good. Oh, that man could dine.
Yeah, he was a good PG.
He
Yeah.
was a hell of a passer.
That was VC point guard. That was
He
Vince
was a-
point guard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Shout out to Tegan. He tuning in. He watching. You know, he get us doing all the hard work while he chilling after coming off a boat.
Yeah, I know it
Yeah,
is. Trust me, we've been there before.
That trip
Yeah,
to
man.
St. Thomas, I would never catch another boat to St. Thomas.
Hey,
long
Pun,
as
you know,
I
I
live.
think,
Hope you feel better, Tegan. Hope you
come
feel
to think
better.
about, I think Tegan was teasing me on that boat trip to St. Thomas that time. We were sick of him. He been one of the people teasing with me, son.
Yeah, because when we get there, it took me a while to leave the room because I went Mumbai went straight to my bed. The sun, and we had practice.
Yeah.
We had practice right away, my son. I was like, no,
Jeez,
Sam,
that's rough.
Hey. Yeah, but
That's
we had
rough.
we had
I
to
was
get together quick.
All right, Monty. So your top 5 VI players, your personal favorite VI players.
Oh,
You can't name none of us on the panel, so
I'll say like no order to it, but Zorro,
the GOAT. Go ahead.
Tyrone, Timmy,
Timmy, Tim Duncan?
Tim Duncan.
Oh no, you can't put Tim Duncan in.
We can't put him in.
No.
Okay, so I guess Zorro, Tyrone, Coffee, Tegan.
Can't put Tegan in.
Can't put Tegan in.
Oh my God, y'all making it tough for me.
You got a lot more players, man.
Yeah, of course. I got Tink. I really got.
Yeah, we gotta make you walk. You try to get an easy way out.
I ain't see too much of him, right? From what I did see, he was a monster, a weapon. Seen him a couple times with the national team, and that dude, I don't know, he was a Jordan overseas. I know, like for a fact, he was a beast. Weapon, and last, I would say, it's a tough one. It's tough. It's tough to pick that last person. But I don't know. I guess Big Andy. When I used to watch, he just shake up the rim. It's just crazy.
I know
Andy.
we've been out here for a while, but Monty, you didn't talk about Man League at all.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to transition to the Man League. Yeah.
So
we definitely did.
You gonna come back on. We're gonna talk about it tonight because we
the
got
Man League journey was definitely
3 hours.
Man League journey started. I think I've been like 10th grade when I started. Like I probably was 14, 15 when I first started Man League.
Wow.
And a lot of people don't know, but I did start Man League officially. The first team I played with was Hoyas. I played with Sammy. I was playing with Hoyas at 14, 15. Sammy had me in the league.
Yeah, I remember our conversation where you were saying.
And then I went to guidance. I went to guidance after a couple of years. But the first season I played Man League was with Hoyas, and then I went guidance. And then I went guidance for a minute. But Hoyas was actually the first team I played with.
We're gonna touch on that next time though, because we're gonna clock in 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Coaches that were taking care of me from a Shabbat League standpoint, from Man League standpoint. Like it's a lot of coaches that were very instrumental in helping me out away from just the regular organized basketball.
We got to do. I guess we could do a part 2. We gotta get you on to touch on that too, because it's important to kind of highlight the coaches, because coaches sacrifice a lot, man. They do a lot, so it's definitely we definitely like to hear that part too.
Big up the coach them like Sammy, big up Base, Bork, rest in peace. Like the coach for the Lakers, Coach Bork, like he was a great coach, and I remember he used to always pick me up. Any little tournament on the island, like Bork used to always pull up on my house and pick me up, and I used to always spend time. Like he was a great coach. It was a lot of good coaches on the island, man. Of course, we talk about Bo. I had a lot of good coaches that was instrumental. Lockhart, of course, pushed me to be my best. But like I said, every coach that I had in life not only helped me in getting better in the sport of the game of basketball, but of course setting me up for life.
Right.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And hey, I guess I'll put this plug in. If people on the call in register to vote, make sure you vote, my son. It's serious. You have to vote.
Look at you.
Facts. Get all your plug in. Get all your plugs in right now if you want to, brother.
No, you got to vote.
Trust
I
me.
do that. It's important. The voting part could shape the future, man. We got to vote.
Yeah, that's true. Facts. So who would you like to see we interview?
I think like I thought, I think Akeem would be good. Jerome Gums.
We have Jerome. We have Jerome Gums next week Sunday.
Okay.
Hopefully he can make it. He said it's gonna be tough, so but he
Yeah.
locked in for Sunday. So hopefully
Jerome doing great things, man. He's doing great things with the kids.
Because he the coach too.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
doing
very
good.
inspirational for the kids, and that's what the kids need. The kids need somebody to inspire them. They need people to
It's
look
true.
up to. The childhood heroes are dying out, man. We have to make sure we stand up. Like, I think this platform is good. That what y'all are doing is good, because the thing is, like, the kids need to see, like, they need to have idols, and
That's true.
the idols they have right now is what social media preaching and what the streets are giving them. So we got to make it more attractive to do different things, man. But I think Jerome would be good. Jabari definitely would be good. I definitely gotta get Barry on.
We love to get him on. So
Well, soon. He gave Tegan a thumbs up. So it's just scheduling now. I'll look to schedule it now.
That's good. That's good.
Well, Mountain, this was good. I gonna let Mumba you talk first. Let we get some thoughts on the show.
Before that, you want to make any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out to your kids, your mother again, any family members, anybody, your brothers, anybody you want to shout out?
I know some of my brothers probably watching. Shout out to my brothers. My mom, of course, love you to death. I know she watching. We probably had a couple of my family join tonight off and on. So shout out to them. Of course, shout out to the wife, my kids. I got 2 boys and a girl now. So, and I know we talked before the show started, but I did welcome my third child, which is a month old now, into the world. So, and guess what his name is?
Mountain?
Kobe.
Yes. Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, he gets some meaning behind him.
Beautiful.
Congratulations, man. Ain't nothing like having kids, Mister. They really change your life,
Yeah, they do. They really do.
Give you a different perspective.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So my task was, I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing story, man. It was amazing, getting to learn more about you. It's kind of shocking that you didn't start playing organized basketball until freshman year in high school. So it says a lot about your character. It says a lot about you. Again, you was raised by your mother. I was raised by a single mother too. And it speak you too, Pang. So big up to all the single moms. No disrespect to anybody else, but big up to the single moms that they have to play both roles. Your mother was a big inspiration to you. It kind of hit me when you said like she took you and teach you the game and stuff like that. So big shout out to your mother. That stood out. Plus you're an amazing athlete, man. You're an amazing athlete. You flew under the radar in a way. Talented in track, talented in basketball. You say you was good in you played baseball too. You was good in baseball. You could tell like in sports, you're gonna face a lot of adversity, and you face a lot of adversity from since junior high. Since literally, because you say your team was barely winning any game.
Man.
So throughout your whole life, you was facing adversity, and you could just tell, like, it just molded you to the person you are today. And then made you until high school, and we had our little rivalry. You pushed me, you inspired me, just like many of the other players that I played with. But you did something. We talked about the dunk and stuff like that. So it's like that's something extra. So it kind of motivated me. What I'm saying, to come after you and stuff like that. And it's nothing but respect, and that's what sports is. It should be like that always, to have a rivalry and everything. And just hearing your story, man, breaking your wrists, facing adversity again, keeping your head up, doing your track, you going to JUCO, then you went to Columbus State, and facing more adversity, man. I'm just proud of you, man. Honestly, I'm proud of you. And as an adult, it really hits you harder, because when you grow up with somebody and you played against them and you kind of hear their story and see where they go through, it really, really opens up your eyes, man. Because sometimes when you going through it, you think like, man, you're the only person going through whatever you're going through. And sometimes somebody could be across the way going through what they're going through. Because I know I went through, but the same time while I was going through my stuff, you was going through your stuff. And I know Pang was going through his stuff. And even Tiga was going through his stuff when he went to Jacksonville. So it's amazing, you know. So I'm just want to say, man, I'm proud of you, man. I love you, my brother. And it was beautiful, man. It was beautiful to hear your story. And we, you know, like Pang said, we got to get you back on so we could touch up on some more stuff.
Yeah, man. Love.
And you gotta talk about your bodies too. We ain't get to that. But
you talk about one.
You talk about one.
Like everybody, you pick on me today.
A big fish.
A big barracuda.
Right.
Yeah,
So. You definitely was a fish to catch, Mumba. So he had to talk about that one.
Yeah,
but
man.
Hey, Mumba said it all, man. You know, like you're definitely proud of you, man, and you could tell basketball, you know, like you had like a promising career in basketball, but you could tell what it has done for you along with your family. You know, it said it take a village to raise a child, and you know, you definitely had some people play big roles in your life, and you took advantage of it because your end goal wasn't just about basketball. You could tell, you could just listen by the way how you talk. You know, you grew into like a real role model, like a father. You know, you play many hats now. You know what I'm saying? You're probably the head of your household, and you know, it sounds like you're raising your son to be like a better version of you, and we all know that gonna turn out good for him. So wishing you the best with that. And like Mumba said, man, we love you, proud of you, man, and just keep doing your thing, man. And you definitely got to come back on because you still got some more to share with us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
he was on for the lockout, so we already say you could, and we just got to line it up, man. So you could come on more, man, because you are, man, you do this good too, man. You know?
Thanks.
You
you
played a role. Good. You had a little short thing going with Jerome, so even if you want to come on next weekend, and that's all good. You know?
Yeah, definitely. So, that'd be nice.
Trust me, you know, I was on, especially on Sundays. I definitely be on every Sunday.
Man. We would love to have you on with Jerome. Like Pan just said it, so we definitely would like to have you on. I think it'd be good, you know. Yeah, man.
That'd be nice.
Well, Mountain, my son, it don't even feel like we've been out here for 3 hours and 5
I can't believe it.
It's crazy.
It's truth. So, but we miss Tegan tonight. Tegan, feel better. You know what I mean? Man. For everybody that was watching, you know, it's always a pleasure. There's no us without you. You know, if nobody were watching, we'll probably have different conversation about not doing this. But are you keeping we going? So, you know, just tell a friend to tell a friend, and we need to get this up in numbers and keep the comments coming, keep the jokes, the question, everything, the stories, the names, everything. Just keep it coming.
Yeah.
And you know, see, remember who we got Wednesday?
We don't have anybody on Wednesday. We supposed to have KLX coming on tomorrow. Remember, we had talked about it September 14th. So hopefully, you know, see how that goes. He's confirmed to me like we still good, but I ain't sure yet. I didn't post the announcement because he didn't reply back to me with the whole announcement stuff. So I don't want to post something and then it doesn't go through. So, you know, we'll see. But he's supposed to come on tomorrow, so we see how that goes, you know.
Okay.
So, and then Wednesday we because if we was going to do it tomorrow, then probably just take the day off Wednesday.
Okay, we could do that.
You know, so and then we got Jerome coming on. Okay, so we got Jerome coming on Sunday, next week Sunday, and then the following Sunday we got Bogus coming on.
Bogus.
Yeah,
Q-Dog Bogus.
Yeah, so those are the two those two locked in with the KLX for tomorrow. So we're not sure with KLX, just you know, but yeah, man. Much love to all the viewers as well. Like Pang said, much love to all the viewers. Thank you to everybody that put in work and giving us names and contacts information. Everybody, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the boss who created the logo as well. Much love to you. Created a dope logo. Appreciate everybody that always help out, man. Appreciate you guys coming and supporting Mountain, man. Always showing love to the VIP people, them. Much love to everybody. Much love. I spoke with Laverne, the track, Laverne Jones. So hopefully, she would like to do it. So we just gotta get her locked in.
I think she was in Brazil when we were in
Yeah,
Brazil.
we went to the what was it? The World Games.
Yeah, they had somebody running track, a female running track when
That
we
was
were
her.
down there.
That was
It
her.
was her, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So big up to her. Oh, Dwayne,
Pan
he
American
asked about
Games.
the which games?
It was the Pan American Games.
The Pan American Games.
Yeah.
The shirts, we working on the shirts. We working on the shirts, Dwayne. We gotta get the maker. Once we get the maker, and we gonna get everything straight. So we gonna try and get those shirts coming. Definitely. So
Well, well, to everybody that stuck with us for 3 hours and 45 minutes, we give thanks. Thanks everybody for watching. Mountain Story was a story that everyone needed to hear. You know, tell your friends if they haven't seen it. Find the YouTube page to go watch it, rewatch it. Find it on Facebook to rewatch it. Just keep logging in with us, man. We're gonna do our best to keep the content going, the good stories. You know, we got a lot of stories to tell. The
Yeah.
one
yeah, man.
one good thing is for almost everybody that we interview, I at least got one story that when it comes to basketball, I at least got one story to tell about them. You know what I mean? So we keep it coming, man. We gonna try and keep our locked in. So thank you for everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday evening and get ready for work tomorrow. If I got work tomorrow, I know I do. And again,
Big up Chico.
I full my belly because
Big up.
it's been talking to me.
Rest in peace, Tupac. Rest in peace. Big up Chico.
R.I.P. Tupac. That used to be my brother.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Kobe too. Rest in peace, Akeem. Dope Jawsy once again.
Yeah, man.
The goat.
R.I.P.
Anyway, good night, everybody.
All right,
Good
good
night.
night.
Good night. Love. Love.
Love.